Hello and welcome to Drachmae and Demigods. I am Sammy Ferber and I will be your host for the evening. Thank you for joining us for episode 22 of the Links to Tartarus campaign. We are glad to have you. It has been 6 months of streaming. That's nuts. So thank you guys for coming along on this journey with us. Just a few announcements before we get started. As always, last week's episode is out now on YouTube, along with all of our previous episodes. So if you have missed them or need to catch up, that's where to find our entire archive there on YouTube. And also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you aren't following us on Twitch and subscribe to us on Twitch, please do that. It really helps us out, and we love making this, and we want to make sure that people like watching it. So definitely follow us on all of our social media and subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channels. So, with that said, I think that's really all the announcements. I say we jump into the story here. So, previously on Drachmae and Demigods, the hands of fate found themselves face to face with Apo Trepo, the famous Hydra of the Blood Gulf. What could have been a deadly encounter was eventually mitigated with the combination of Ryujin using the Medusa's head he'd been carrying around for weeks, strategic attacks to the Hydra's body, rendering it incapable of chasing the party, and the arrival of the Tromokratis, or more accurately, the Tromokratis' cannons. After sending you off on her keelboat, it seems like Captain Cassandra, the Blasphemous, decided to follow you, and for good reason. Now, safe aboard the Tromokratis, you all found the specific positions on the ship that you were hoping to learn. Ryujin is learning how to be a captain from Cassandra. Adagio is training with the first mate, Teos. Anura is training with the young quartermaster, Triea. Ilme is training with Sana, the scout. And Alexios is pulling double duty, learning how to be a bosun from Rangrim and a master-at-arms from Orin. But not even a single day passed before stuff started happening. A pirate ship in the distance. After a warning shot from your cannons, the ship turned to flee, but on the party's encouragement, the decision was made to chase them. So, I'm going to go over to the combat screen here. So, for ship battles, I have changed the layout of the battle map. So I'm going to walk the party through it and our audience through it at the same time. So here in the left-hand side, you will see the layer-by-layer Tromokratis map. This is where all of our player tokens and all of their allies on the ship are going to be moving around so everyone can see where they are on which level of the ship at any given time. However, this is not a really good way to see what's actually happening if it's like ship versus ship combat or if there's like a monster attacking the ship or whatever. It's kind of hard to see with this look. So that's why we have this over here. This right side is a sort of like a bird's eye view of the actual ocean. And the scale is slightly different. So the squares that usually are 5 foot by 5 foot over here on the actual battle map are 10 foot by 10 foot, just so that you can actually see some more scale involved. So, with all that said, let me get this back to where we'd like it. Let's start. So, right now, as the sun is starting to set, as you guys are closing in on your pirate ship prey, the pirate ship is currently about 220-ish, 230-ish feet ahead of the Tromokratis. Right now, actually, we're going to see which way the wind is blowing to see how this is going to actually work. So currently, you guys are both facing east and moving east. We're going to say north is 1, east is 2, south is 3, and west is 4. Can I have Captain in Training Ryujin roll a d4, please?
All right. 3. Wait, no, that's a 1.
Someone's knocking on my door. Hold on.
Cthulhu dice look kind of funny.
Sorry about that. So what was that final number?
That was going to be a 1.
A 1. So the wind is currently blowing north, so essentially across the ships, not with you or against you. So, Cassandra looks to you, Ryujin. So what is our plan?
Well, not the best metaphor. The way I see it, you play with fire, you get burned. So, it was a warning shot, and they are running away. But, pirates, free game. I say we just, we maybe slow them down somehow, stop them in their tracks, and you take what you want. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, with the current wind, looking at their type of ship, we are probably about as fast as they are, but our ship knows how to move. So, let's see what we can do. Gentlemen, ladies, adventurers, full speed ahead. Can I have everybody roll initiative, please?
That is not great.
Will I keep
All
the
right.
streak alive?
Anybody over 20?
Got a 24.
That sounds about right for the rogue.
That is 23.
23 sounds about right for the artificer. 20 to 15.
15.
15 for Ryujin. 15 and 10. Cool. 10 to 5.
I rolled a 5.
5 for Adagio. Honora, where
Do
are
you
you
have
at?
to ask at this point?
Did you
It
get
was
another
a 3.
natural 1?
Yes! I give up. I've never asked me initiative. It's always a 3.
All right.
God.
So, the ships are essentially going last here. But if there's anything you want to do on your individual turn, now's the time to do so. So, Ilme, anything you'd like to do? You are currently up in the crow's nest with Sana.
Can I just do a perception check, try to look at the boat, try to see if I can see anybody, what they're trying to do?
Sure, with your spyglass, you can go ahead and make that with advantage.
Well, okay. I think that's an even 20 for me.
20 with your spyglass. You definitely see there is a lot of commotion on board that ship right now, and you're sort of getting at a weird angle. You're sort of getting it long ways, and it seems like it's a very long ship, maybe even longer than the Tromokratis, and you just see lots of people scrambling from one side to the other, pulling ropes. It seems like they are trying to make the fastest getaway they can.
How many people are on there? I just want could it
That you see with that roll, I'd say you maybe around 15 to 20 people that are in your immediate eyesight, but it's hard because they're constantly going in and out of each other, so that's sort of a rough estimate.
Okay, well I'll just shout out, be like, looks like there's a lot of activity going on down there, and looks at above deck's about 15 to 20.
All right, Alexios, anything you'd like to do? You are currently on the cannon deck with Forge and Orin.
Has there been any orders?
Not since the warning shot was fired. You see that Orin is going to fill the cannon, reload the cannon, but otherwise, you also know, because you guys are sort of directly behind this pirate ship, that there's currently no shot for the cannons. So he's just sort of reloading.
Okay, can I help reload, or is there's only
Sure.
one cannon that's been shot,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, can I help him do that?
Absolutely. Ryujin, you are over by the actual wheel with Cassandra. Anything you'd like to do?
So the wind is blowing north. There's nothing
Yep.
we can really do to pick up speed.
Not until the ship's turn. and Cassandra has already given the full speed ahead order.
Could I actually summon my elemental and try to have him push the boat?
You certainly can. You're not
Okay.
sure if it's making much of a difference, but you do it.
Okay, hold
This
on.
ship is significantly larger than the keel boat, so
ship-
you're not
how
sure
far
if he's
is it?
out there. Huh?
How far is it away?
220 feet.
220 feet. I don't even think my Eldritch Blast goes that far. No, it's at 120.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do. I get. Yeah, I'll just
Yeah,
stay
this is
put.
sort of like this is sort of like a loose initiative because you guys are at such a distance. But if there's anything specific you'd like to do, you do have the opportunity to do so.
Actually, what's the range for summoning my elemental? If D&D
You
Beyond
tell me.
wants to stop being slow.
My guess is
Oh,
that
it's only 90 feet.
Yeah, 220 feet is a pretty good distance.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just wait until we get closer, I suppose.
Sounds good. Adagio, anything you'd like to do?
Oh, we heard the full. What did we say? Full speed ahead.
Yeah.
That's me and Teos' thing, right? The jump.
It's
boom, 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 boom.
it's the captain and the first mate who can do it. So you see Teo's the drums begin to get much heavier.
Is there a cuter, smaller set of drums, like a boom, 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 boom?
He has a little like bongo to the side. Like, tick, tick, tick,
I
tick,
thought I'll whip out my lyre and start playing my song.
Sure. Din, diddlin, 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 ding. Boom. For sure. All right, Anura, anything you'd like to do?
Can I just ask, what is her name? Treya? Yeah?
Try it.
I tried. Can I
You
just ask her what to
tried.
do?
She goes, wait till we get closer, I guess? I mean, I don't know. We don't usually chase down people that are running away, but let's do it, I guess.
Alright, then I'm just gonna like stand next to her and wait.
You see, she pulls out her star map, which you know is like the first step to any of your like guiding bolt, any of your star map based magic. She just pulls hers out to have it ready.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull underbrush out then, I guess, and have the star map in one hand, underbrush in the other. Be done
Sure.
with it.
All right, so it is now the Tromokratis' turn. Because of full speed ahead, for the fun of it, I'm going to say because Cassandra gave the order, Ryujin, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Okay. D6. 2.
2 times 5, so the ship moves an extra 10 feet in addition to the 35 feet it was already moving, so it moves 45 feet this round. But the sea snake, or the pirate ship, is also using full speed ahead. They rolled a 2 as well, so it doesn't look like you're gaining on them quite yet.
Okay.
All right.
Can I ask Hassan, do you have any, is there any like frontward cannons or ballista or anything that, actually I suppose I
yes,
should look.
Our ballista out on the forecastle, I looked it up. Out on the forecastle can shoot forward. The mangonels can also shoot forward. But this is quite a distance. If you would like, as you are my captain in training, I could tell my men to fire.
Do you have anything we could use to light the ballista and fire at their sails?
I suppose you could light the arrow on fire.
You have maybe any cloth and like lamp
There
oil or
are
anything?
torches around the ship, yes.
Okay.
But be very careful with fire on the ocean.
What do you mean?
If this ship burns, I'm letting you burn with it.
Ah, I understand. Okay, as carefully as I can, can I look for like a little bit of lamp oil and yeah, just like a torch and maybe some cloth to wrap around the end of the ballista?
Sure. So you're going up to the front ballista, where Anura and Triae are.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and move yourself. I'm not sure if you'll be able to get there, but you tell me.
Wait, where is that? Like right here?
Yeah, so you're in the back of the ship right now, so you'd have to essentially go down.
I mean, it's like 80 feet of movement.
Yeah, down these stairs, which would bring you to here, and then across the deck, and then up these stairs to here.
And I only have 35 feet.
I mean, if you want to use your action to dash,
Well, I guess it's 30.
so you'd have 60 feet.
How about this? I will. How
Of
far
course,
is
I mean,
30
you
feet?
could, if you wanted to, just do it on the ballista in front of you. You could. It's going to be a further shot, but that distance, it's going to be at disadvantage no matter what, because you're out of the initial range of the ballistas.
Yeah. Can I yell to Honora and say, find some cloth to wrap around the end of the ballista, and I guess is there any like lanterns or anything that I can see?
Yeah. I'd say that there'd be lanterns sort of throughout this ship. You could get
Okay.
one easily.
Yeah, I'll grab a lantern, and I guess I'll just wait there.
All right. Anyone
I don't
else
wanna use
doing anything
any
this
stuff.
round?
I want to give everyone an inspiration.
Nope. Anora, you doing anything?
I guess I'm gonna try and find cloth. Do I have cloth? I don't.
I
know.
mean,
Do
you
I
could
have
rip some cloth off your own clothing.
Why not?
Okay. You tear off a bit of your sleeve and wrap it around the tip of the bolt in the ballista.
I'm just gonna turn back to Ryujin and go. I don't know why, but here.
All right. Ilme, Alexios, anything you guys are doing?
Really, I don't have anything.
Okay.
I can't do much.
All right. Alexios, nothing?
I think he sent us a message about his laptop breaking out.
Oh, did he? All right. Well, screw Alexios.
Damn, that's hard.
Okay. Okay. That brings us to the ships again. Adagio, this time, why don't you roll the d6 to see how much faster the ship is going to be this round?
Eye patch advantage. We're pirates right now. I feel like it's valid.
I don't think we're pirates. We're going
I
after
rolled a 1.
pirates.
Well,
You rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1. My musical lyre is not working at all.
So they rolled a
banjo plays
3,
strings.
which means they are actually getting away. They moved 20 feet more than you did this round, which is 2 squares. So they are actually getting further away.
Damn.
I blame Honora.
What?
All right.
Use your
Next
avatar
round.
state.
What are you guys doing?
I would like.
Light it on fire. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, I'm gonna light the ballista on fire, and I want to shoot their sails, so they ignite.
Okay. Can you make it there?
That is a good question. I should be able to. Let me just.
I just use Hellish Rebuke and light it on fire for him.
I think you have to get hit first.
Focus
Punch
up the
me
arrow.
real
Hold
quick.
Triaea, punch me. Okay.
30 speed, 30. I cannot make it there with just my movement alone. I can make it to the stairs. And then it's an action to fire it, yeah?
For sure. You could tell Anura to do it.
So as my bonus action,
Sure.
I will use Misty Step and
Okay.
teleport to the ballista.
There you go.
And since that was only my bonus action,
You do
I
have an
will.
action.
Yeah. Oh,
All right, you're
crap.
aiming at the sails, you said?
Yes.
Okay, I will say it's
I
still
gotta
not
light
currently.
it first, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll say it's a free action to just sort of like move the lantern in front of it. So it is
Well, could
on
I
fire.
pour a little bit of the lamp oil on
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
and
yeah,
then... Okay.
go ahead and make an attack with disadvantage. Add 6.
Add 6.
That's right.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. The first one was a 19. Second one was a 15.
Both that lower one's gonna hit. So go ahead and roll 3d10 damage,
Okay. Okay.
and then add an extra d6 to it.
16. An extra d6.
Yeah, that's the fire damage.
25.
25 total. Wow, that is exactly the amount you needed to decrease its speed by 10 feet.
Nice.
Okay, so you whip this ballista around, aim it, and you just feel the power of this bolt firing forward. You guys see this streak in the sort of sunset sky as it sails toward this ship, and you see it pierce one of its sails. And even though you're far away, you hear a sort of rise of commotion from the crew of that pirate ship as you see the sail begin to burn. Okay. Anything else people are doing this round?
Can I reload the ballista?
Absolutely, yeah. You can totally do that this round.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and reload it then.
All right. Anything else?
If I'm trying to head upstairs, how far along the ship can I get?
So you have to follow the stairs that you see.
Am I going around these stairs?
Yeah, you have to go around, and the top staircase that you're looking at is the one that'll lead upstairs.
25.
And then
30.
the only way to get up from the cannon level is up that ladder.
Heard. End right here.
Yeah.
Hello, Alexios. My way to him.
Alexios, you see Adagio burst up the stairs.
Yo.
Okay, so I'm gonna have Adagio. Why don't you roll a d6 again for this round,
Okay.
and I'll roll here.
What's a 4 this time? Okay.
So you guys move an extra 40 feet. They would have moved an extra 50 feet, but because of the damage to the sails, they are maintaining the exact same distance for now. But the sail is going to take damage at each round. All right, next round. Anything you guys are doing?
I would like to try and set the same thing. Set it ablaze and shoot
Sure.
it again.
Go ahead, fire disadvantage.
All right. Same d20.
Can I
Okay,
give
that's
him guidance?
18.
Oh, never mind.
That's a 17.
You can if you want.
I was like, I'd cast guidance. The little cantrip just give you a +4.
Sure. That definitely hits, so go ahead again. 3d10 plus 1d6.
Okay. Plus 1d6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's not terrible. That's 17.
17. Oh, actually, and another d6 for the burn from the last one.
22.
22. Okay. Another ballista shot. The sail, another hole begins to appear on one of that black sails. All right. Anything else you guys are doing?
I live for this shit right now. Did you see what I sent you on Venmo with the?
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. Yo,
all right, Ryujin, go ahead and roll the d6 to see how much faster you guys are gonna get.
Okay. 5.
50 feet. They are only moving 40 feet ahead, so you guys gain on them 10 feet, which, it's something.
Actually, can I? Well, no, because I already did my action to shoot, so never mind.
Yeah. All right. Next round. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna try to do the same thing, I guess.
You gotta reload it because I didn't reload it.
Okay,
it's all right. Ballistas don't need an entire action to reload. I will also say,
I could have done that.
I only put the officers and you guys on the ship, but you guys are also surrounded by crew members. So they are. If you didn't reload it, they would reload it for you. So
Okay.
you can go ahead again. Disadvantage.
Okay. All right. Disadvantage. That probably won't hit this time. Yep, I rolled a 10 and an 8. So
No, that third one. And you see the sizzle as the burning bolt hits the water. That being said, do go ahead and roll 2d6 for the burn.
first one's a 5. Second one is a 4.
So 9 points of burning, which takes it under 50, which means that it is now moving 20 feet slower than it normally would.
Hell yeah.
Nice. All right. Anything else? Any movement you guys are doing? Anything like that?
Can I ask? I forgot his name. Orin? Is that his name?
Yes.
Should I just get to a mangonel?
He was like, "You all right?"
How far do I have to go to get to one, like movement wise?
You'd have to go up that ladder, to your right, and then the mangonels are the two that are on the floor above you.
Yeah, what's the range on those things?
Actually, way better.
Oh shit! Should
yeah.
have done that.
That being said, you are still
far.
just out of the primary range, so it's still going to be a disadvantage. But their primary range is 200 feet, so you're close to the end of their primary range.
I think that's as far as I can get with 30 feet.
You don't have to go over to the stairs. You can go up to the ladder where Orin is standing,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and that'll pop you out. Hey, don't move my ship.
Oh, I was trying to move my view.
I did that last time, so.
It
Moving it
wasn't
back.
working. Gotcha. So, where would I be? Like,
So if you go up that ladder, you'll wind up right where that grate is up there.
okay,
That's where you pop out.
so I can make it to about there.
Sure. And if you're one square to the right, you'd be like manning that mangonel. So I'd say
Can
you
I
can do
get
that.
that far?
If you'd like to do that, you can do that. That's fine.
Yeah. And when can I fire?
Because you're not operating for the ship, you are just doing your own thing. You can fire right now if you'd like.
Then I would like to do that.
All right, go ahead. It's disadvantage, but go ahead and add 5.
Okay.
And what are you trying to aim at?
The oars.
Okay, sure.
And that would be, you said +5?
Plus 5, disadvantage.
15.
15
Oh,
hits. Go ahead and roll 5d10 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Holy shit!
Mangonels are like just huge fucking rocks. You see this rock.
Is it like a trebuchet?
Yeah, essentially.
Gotcha.
And you see like some of these oars that are sticking out the side. You just see this giant rock just crushed some of these oars, and suddenly there's the little twigs.
21 damage.
21 damage. All right. Anything else on this round, y'all?
If I can shoot again, or
Yeah, you
I guess
can.
I have to wait. But
No, you already shot this round, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So no.
Can I
All
go
right.
ahead and wrap it and like light this one so it's ready to go next round?
Not a problem. Adagio, roll a d6 for me.
That's a 6. That's what you look like.
Wow, an extra 60 feet of movement. And they don't get any extra movement, so you guys absolutely gain on them 60 feet.
Ooh.
hell yeah!
Is that cannon range?
Right within our ranges. Let's go.
You've always
Hold
been
on.
in cannon range, but you're to fire your cannons, you have to be at like a side angle, and they're currently right in front of you. But that does mean that you are now in primary mangonel range. Let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. You guys are like within 200 feet of the other ship. So you are in primary mangonel range, but you're still at long range for the ballistas.
Okay.
All right. Top of the round. Who's taking shots? Who's making money moves?
I will shoot again.
All right, go ahead and fire.
Gonna
Nails
use
again?
the big D20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is a natural 20,
But disadvantage.
and the second one is an 18 still.
Okay, go ahead and roll 3d10 plus 2d6. Sorry,
I'm gonna use
3d6.
my other D10.
3d10, 3d6.
Okay. So that'll be 8, 14, 16, and then 3d6.
Yep.
Okay. That'll be 2, another 2, and a 6.
So what is it all together?
Yeah.
Love that teamwork.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let me just look something up real quick here.
Did I get reloaded?
Yeah, it'll always be reloaded unless it's a cannon. Cannons take a full round to reload. Sorry, let me just look at this real quick. Okay. Anything else you guys want to do this round?
I want to shoot.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Are you aiming at the oars again?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Or is it still a disadvantage?
No, now it's just a straight roll. +5.
Natural 20.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll 10d10 bludgeoning damage.
Holy
Jesus. Hawaii. Whoever that is.
I'm just imagining all these people inside, like under the deck rowing, just getting yeeted across when these things like break.
Would
Must row
Hercules
faster.
Be a commonplace version of Jesus Christ. It would just be like, oh, Heracles.
Sorry, Alexis is doing some very complicated math right now.
Just roll all 10s.
52.
Woo! Okay. Most of the oars are now non-existent. Okay. They are going to do this. That's not great.
I feel like Ryujin's laughing maniacally while he's on the ballista, just like an absolute madman.
For sure.
I am laughing
Ilme,
in
with your
unison.
spyglass, you do see that looks like there are some men that are trying to put out the fire on the sails, but because it's the sails that are on fire, you just see people like having buckets of water, sort of like chucking them up in the air and just like hoping that it works a bit. So it doesn't seem to be doing much.
All right.
All right, Adagio, roll a d6 for me. Oh, actually, Ryujin. Just kidding. You already did the fire damage for this round, right?
Yeah, just after I shot the last time.
Yeah, you're good. All right, Adagio d6.
That's a 1.
Okay, even with a 1, you're still gonna make 30 feet on them.
Holy shit!
Alright, so how far are we now? 140.
Around there. You're probably in like the 150 range.
Is that ballista range?
You know what has a
Ballistas
150
are
range?
120.
A fireball does.
All right. This round, you guys doing anything?
Fire the ballistas.
Go ahead and fire. At the sails.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first one is a 15, and the second one is a 4. So I miss.
You do miss, but you've already hit it 4 times, so it's still roll 4d6 for fire damage.
Okay. 6, 10, 16, 17.
Oof. Oh man. The sails are aflame right now. They are ablaze. There is no stopping this fire.
Baby birds.
At this point, you see more mast than sail. Alexios, you firing again?
Yeah.
At the oars again?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
30-20.
That's definitely gonna hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 5d10.
Mm, 31.
31. Those last few oars that you still saw sticking out are now completely non-existent. Woof. All right. Okay. That helps. You see, Ilmay sees one guy really doing his best to put out. It looks like it has 3 masts and 3 sails. One guy is trying real hard to save at least one of the sails with some water, but it does look like it's a losing battle. Okay, Adagio, D6.
That's another one.
Okay. You only gain 10 feet this time.
Damn.
But this
still
ship
close
is
enough. You know what?
slowing down. Okay. What are you guys doing?
How far are we from them?
Let me do some math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You're within 150 feet. Well, you're around 150, depending on where you are on the ship. You probably, at your front ballista, are around the 150 mark.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll probably just shoot again. Aim for the sails.
Go ahead.
All right. That's not bad. First one's a 14. Second one's a 17.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. So go ahead, and it is now plus 5d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
4. Wait, I'm rolling 4d10, right? Or 2d? How?
3d10, 5d6.
Okay. So that's 15 damage for the initial, and then 5d6
Okay.
is going to be 16, 17, 23, 26, and then do I roll one more time? I lost count.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
With this final flaming bolt, you see what little help this water had done on this last sail. This bolt pierces the sail, and the sails entirely erupt into flames. The ship slows to a stop, and it seems
I want to
like
yell.
they cannot run anymore.
I want to yell back at Cassandra and say, should we just let them sit, or do you want to, board them and take what they have?
Cassandra laughs. She goes, "Let us board, but let our new friends do their talking. Let's see what they can do."
Oh.
So over the next few minutes, the Tromokratis comes alongside this pirate ship. That as you get closer to it, you do see the name on the side is the Sea Snake. You guys
Can
pull
I
a bridge.
climb down during
Yeah,
this?
of course. Yeah.
Okay.
While we're like
I'll
going
go
up
with
next to it,
everybody
can I
else.
just stay on the ballista and just like swivel it and look for like a captain type figure?
Sure, you definitely see. You don't see a captain per se, but you see this hardened-looking crew. You see on their deck they have 4 ballistas on the front and 2 mangonels by their wheel in the back. All of them armed, all of them pointed at you guys.
Okay, yeah, I just want them to know like I'm the guy that fucked up their sails.
Mm-hmm. The crew of your ship puts a drawbridge across, and Cassandra gestures to you guys to go parlay.
Let's go.
Oh, okay,
Let's go. Are you
Okay.
leading us?
Are we all going across?
You are absolutely welcome to. Let me change this.
It's so loud.
I'm changing it.
It got so loud at once, though.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
Listen, that
Just-
music was freaking lit, dude. Right?
It was. It just got really loud all of a sudden. Ooh.
I am pulling this up so you can get a better look at this actual. Is it really loud for you guys right now too?
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
What
I don't know
happened
why.
I mean,
don't
yeah,
know.
because I usually have it on just one on the owlbear, like
Right.
Before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Thaumaturgy to just make myself look more intimidating. Like my
Sure.
eyes go like.
Yeah, any sort of
It's
prep
that
you
kind
guys
of
want to
thing.
do right now. Now is the time to
Alright.
do so.
I've got
I-
the helmet of
Sun
dread
red.
on. Eyes are glowing red. All right.
Pitch black.
So
my
you've
voice
taken the dread helm
booms.
off the Medusa head.
Oh shit. No, it stays on
The
actually.
Medusa head
It
has
stays on
glasses on.
actually. Yeah, she's got the glasses and the dread helm for like extra safety. So we're gonna leave that there. Actually, I'll just put on my other pair of sunglasses because I have 2.
All right.
And yeah, I'll just rock the sunglasses.
All right.
You just
With
your
went
eye
from like
patch down?
scary helmet to like a blind person.
Yeah,
You got
exactly.
like
Yeah. All right.
That's a lot
So
of people.
yes. So this is what you guys see as you come aboard. You guys are coming aboard, like right around here-ish. So if you'd like to move your tokens over to this ship, you are welcome to.
Okay.
We're saying the bridge is like right here.
I'm scared too because I'm scared I'll move the ship when I try and move my token specifically.
I just
Don't
did it
do
from
that.
like almost max zoomed out, and
I'm
I
scared.
think we're fine.
Oh, I didn't move the ship. Thank God. Okay.
I
as
can't
you
do it.
guys enter, you see this sort of like tough looking crew on the other side of the ship, and it's a very different setup to a ship than what you guys are used to. It seems like in the center of this ship is just open floor, and you can see the floor below is the rower deck. But there's this long absence of deck, which leaves it so that this top deck is only about 5 feet wide on either side of this gaping hole. You do see some more crew members down there, though most have scattered. You see, coming to greet you is a gnomish gentleman who bows deeply and says, "Greetings, adventurers, sailors. You have the great honor to parley with Captain Bladeback, the scourge of the Trident Sea." You see the other sailors, "Ah, yeah," and you hear the sounds of someone coming up from the bottom floor. And you see what looks like a blue dragonborn in studded leather armor, tough sort of exterior, scars all along his body. You see his armor is presented in such a way that it allows his spine to be exposed, and you see most dragonborn that you've seen have these sort of nubs along their vertebrae, but these ones are different. Looks like he's either like chipped them away or filed them, so each of these little nubs on his back are now as sharp as knives. The gnomish man comes behind the captain, and Captain Bladeback nods politely at you. So, you're the crew of the legendary Tromokratis, is that right?
Well,
You could say. I'm not gonna say anything. Never mind.
Can we? What are the
Sure.
normal ways of parlay? Can we like history check ourselves?
You know nothing about parlaying with pirates.
would
Well,
I
that-
know anything about this?
Go ahead and make a history check, Ryujin.
All right. I'll use the Cthulhu-themed dice because Tromokratis, tentacles, Cthulhu. It just adds up,
Mm-hmm.
That is gonna be. You said what now? History.
History, yeah.
I rolled a natural 16, but that's -2, so 14.
Wait,
Okay. Yeah, Alexios?
has it been a day since we fought?
No, this is all the same day.
Dang, never mind.
Yeah. So with that score, Ryujin, you would know. Traditionally, parlays with pirates are very stressful, very like high stakes environments. You know, just from reading about pirates and hearing about pirates from growing up, respect is sort of the biggest currency to pirates, besides like obviously treasure. And so even where pirates don't have the best cards in their hand, they're always gonna present themselves as if they're the king of the world. Pirates are extremely dangerous, but they are not without reason. They want to go on to plunder another day. But there have been many times in history that parties have parlayed and it's ended in complete bloodshed.
Okay. So also, I assume that like most of the manganese and the ballista and everything are pointed at this ship too.
Yes,
the
all of the Tromokratis' weapons are pointed here, and
Okay.
all of their weapons are pointed either at you or at the Tromokratis.
Okay. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. We are associates of the Tromokratis. That is correct.
Well, we have no qualms with your ship. That's why we wanted to avoid any sort of conflict, but here we are. You have rendered my ship unable to move. And might I ask, why?
So just really quick recap, just so I remember. They were like within a fair distance of us, and we fired a warning shot, and then they were like, "Oh, fuck this, I'm out."
Yes.
And you decided.
So
to...
initially they were still gonna try and.
You have no idea. You
Okay,
no
you were two
we could
ships passing
assume.
each other.
That's fair. You picked the wrong waters.
Right.
Um,
Can
Well.
I see any like their jewelry or like the tattoos and stuff like that? Do they have anything like that on
A
them?
lot of them have various tattoos and piercings and that sort of thing.
But is it related to any like
Any thieves
Of
skills
the-
that you would know?
yeah?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh jeez. I rolled a natural 2, which makes it an 11.
Well, here's the thing
Holy
about
shit.
Captain Bladeback specifically. He has lots of rings that you recognize as Thieves Guild rings, but he has so many that either he is extremely accomplished in many different ways, or he has taken them.
as a pirate would.
Can I just shout out in Thieves' Cant? I'll be like, "We're all friends here." I don't know, something like that. See if he hears if he says anything back.
He just looks at you and says back in Thieves' Cant, "I have to disagree. My ship is burning."
Listen,
That's all I wanted to know if he do it.
the why matters not, but the how. The how is because we belong to a superior ship and crew. That being said, with you being, well, immobilized, we're here to bargain.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Said persuasion, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So 26.
26. Bladeback sort of steps towards you a bit, just a few feet. Eyes you up and down. What's your name, boy?
Ryujin.
He turns to who you assume to be his first mate, the gnomish man. Gives him a quick nod, and the gnome heads below decks.
I should have
Bladeback-
said an alias, fake name. God damn it.
Bladeback turns back to you. We want no problems with the Tromokratis. Your reputation precedes you. One would even call us fans before today's unpleasantness. So, a trade. We will offer you a portion of our blunders that we have on board. In return, we ask that you replace the sails that you have wrought, the oars you have destroyed, and allow us to go in peace. At
How
this
about
point,
this?
the gnomish man emerges back with a fair, small to medium-sized chest and places it at your feet.
I'd like to. I'm gonna point down to the cannons, assuming I'm still kind of close to the edge.
For sure.
You see, while pointing to the cannons, I'll say, you know, if things were to go south, which they still very well might, I don't think we're, well, important enough for those cannons not to go off. Most people are replaceable. And here's a counteroffer. You bring us any and all magic items you have on board with, we'll say, 35% of your treasure. If there's no magic items, 50%. We take what you bring, and we give you materials to rebuild your oars and sails, and we both go on our merry way. Otherwise, I'm not sure you're gonna have a ship to be captaining.
Intimidation check.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him guidance.
Sure.
I don't think I need it. Okay. All right. 17, 18, 19, 20. 24, and then guidance is what?
D4.
Are you gonna roll that, or should I?
Anora, you roll it.
Let's get a D4 out real quick. Add 3.
So what was that?
27.
27. Bladeback sort of looks at you and looks at the cannons. Looks back at you. Bring up the rest. The chest.
Insight check. I want to know if he's lying.
Oh yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna do the same thing.
All of us immediately.
All
want
of you can make insight checks.
Yay! All the vibe check.
Can I give myself guidance?
16.
You cannot give yourself guidance now.
No.
Natural
I mean,
20.
you can. I don't
plus
think it's
6,
gonna matter.
26.
I have a plus
26.
7 insight.
I got a.
Is that 20?
Is that 2?
What?
14.
Holy shit.
So that puts mine with the D4 added at a 30.
Nice.
So, you guys can all sort of see he is putting up a very tough exterior, and he looks like a really tough guy, but you can't help but notice the beads of sweat that you see sort of dripping down his forehead. And you can still see there are some crew members with water buckets trying to put out any of the flames before they spread to the rest of the ship. It looks like you have fundamentally terrified him, but he's trying to keep a brave face. But you get the sense that he's probably doing whatever he needs to do to get you guys off the ship. So he seems like he's being honest.
I told you I live for this shit. All right.
So you see another chest is brought forward. There are now 2 chests in front of you. And you see Bladeback himself reaches under his armor and pulls out something that he had around his neck, sort of breaks the chain, and hands it to you, Ryujin, since you were the one who were doing the talking.
Okay. I'll grab it by the chain specifically.
All right.
What does it look like?
It looks like a rock, like a gray stone, very smooth, sort of like oval shaped. But it looks like there is a marking on it. And it looks like to be the mark of a cresting wave, the cresting wave of Poseidon. But it does look like it's just a rock with his mark
Like
on
my
it.
other rock.
Okay.
It does look very similar to the rock with Athena's logo on it.
Okay. I'll ask, and what's this exactly?
I don't know, but it was heavily protected when we found it.
Okay. I'll put it in my pocket, and then I'll both chests at once. Open them.
Okay. You see a pile of mostly gold in both of them, though there is some silver, a couple platinum, but mostly gold. And you do see only a few other sort of items. You see what looks like some like statues or goblets, like things that you could probably sell for a fair sum. And you're not quite sure if any of it is magical or which items are magical.
Okay. Can I usher like a couple of the crew members to come and like pick up the chests and
Sure.
carry them back?
They absolutely do so.
Okay. And then I guess I'll just glance over at Cassandra real quick for like.
She's still over by the wheel, but she makes your eye contact and sort of nods in approval.
Okay. I'll do like a half-ass kind of curtsy little bow, little like road, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll just try to like get everyone else to walk across the plank, and I'll kind of just walk backwards, slowly maintaining eye contact with the dragonborn.
Wait, before we leave, I want to know, would I know of, like, you said that like all of his rings had different types of thieves guilds. Would I know of what the thieves guild is in Voltura, like the name of it or like the symbol of it or anything like that?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Okay. History. I got a 17.
Okay. You would have heard the names of other thieves guilds, but you're not really sure like where they're all sort of based. You do know that your thieves guild, the Pocket, it is centered around the Athenian Alliance, but it does have sort of like fingers in other thieves guilds and other areas. But you're not sure which one is like the Isle of Ares centric thieves guild.
Okay, well then, in Thieves' Cant, I'll just say to, I forgot the guy's name, the dragon.
Bladeback.
I'll say to Bladeback. So, what's the name of the Thieves Guild around the Isle of Ares?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, dang. Okay, I was just hoping it could help me. Got a 16.
16. Just looks at you, and these can't. You've taken enough from me. Let me die with my secrets.
At least tell me, have you ever, in Thieves' Cant, have you ever dealt with the Ambelarm?
I've heard of him.
Done any dealings with them before?
I don't make it that far inland.
How about with, oh jeez. Ruxol, but not...
Nadar?
Nadar, yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
All I needed to know, and I'll walk away.
Alright. As you guys go back to the Tromokratis, you do see some of your crew coming aboard the Sea Snake with what looks like extra sails and oars and that sort of thing, extra materials. And they just like lay it at the pirates' feet before lifting the plank back up and allowing the ships to part. Cassandra comes up to you guys. A bit more aggressive than our usual style, but I cannot disagree with your results.
Do you have anyone that could come up and look at all these and discern what magic items are what and what they are?
Teos!
Oh,
The lion.
Alexios too. Yeah, true. Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, Alexios.
Where's Alexios?
Teos comes up. He's like, it'll be faster if we do it together. So you guys sort of both spend the next half hour or so looking at each of the items. In total, as they're doing that and you guys are counting up the gold, it looks like there is 1,000 silver pieces, 5,000 gold pieces, and 100 platinum.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Are you getting this, man?
Yes, but we have to split this though.
As you guys are counting, Cassandra goes, "You've done well today, but you are still."
I didn't
paying
expect
your
us to
way
keep
across
any of the gold
Gulf.
or anything. Magic items are like what I was
I
hoping
will
for
allow
us.
you to keep 50% of the gold, and depending on how many magic items, we can go from there.
Yeah.
So the gold amount that you guys are getting back, that you guys actually get to keep, is 500 silver, 2,500 gold, and 50 platinum.
Oh man, this is great.
Nice.
As you guys are identifying and that sort of thing, you also find that there are two art pieces. Like one looks like a statue of Poseidon. The other one is a very fancy chalice. Each are worth 500 gold. Cassandra takes the fancy statue, but you guys can keep the chalice. That's 500 gold. And then you have the stone. If you want to identify the stone, you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure. That stone, and you can add this to your inventory, is just called a god stone.
Is that the same thing that
Adagio has? Yes.
Okay.
Mine's is
Yeah.
Athena, right?
Yeah, yours is Athena, and this one is
Is there an
Poseidon.
owl under?
Yeah. An owl
Aw.
with wings of
that
flame.
stone?
My rock collection.
There is several of these.
Yes,
That's
you're
like-
just looking for one that says Godstone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's a godstone of greater absorption, Poseidon.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just
that's
kidding.
different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll add that to my backpack.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also find a ring, and it looks like it is covered in scenes of constellations and like galaxies. It looks like what the sky looks like on a super clear night. That you identify as a ring of shooting stars.
Well,
And
we know
then
who this
you
is going
also
to.
find 3 little statuettes made of ivory that look like they're carved in the shapes of goats. And this is a figurine of wondrous power, specifically the ivory goat figurine of wondrous power.
What does the ring do?
I will pull it up and tell you.
I'd like to know what the little goats do because I don't understand.
That's fair.
Bleep,
I'll give you guys the lowdown of each of them. So the Ring of Shooting Stars. While you're wearing the ring in dim light or darkness, you can cast dancing lights and light at will. but they both require an action to do so. The ring also has 6 charges to do other stuff, and it regains some of those charges every day at dawn. You can expend 1 charge as an action to cast Fairy Fire from the ring. You can expend 2 charges as an action to create 1 to 4 3-foot diameter spheres of lightning. The more you create, the less powerful each individual sphere is. So if you make 1, it's the most powerful version. They occupy a space within 120 feet of you, and they last as long as you concentrate on them, up to a minute. They each shed dim light in a 30-foot radius, and as a bonus action, you can move them. And when a creature other than you comes within 5 feet of them, it discharges lightning at that creature and disappears.
Sorry, I totally forgot to ask this, but really quickly, I totally spaced to ask the Captain Blade
Back.
Yes. Where they got the Godstone from? It's probably too late now.
Definitely
Yeah.
too late.
How far are we away?
I mean,
God.
you guys, identify takes a while to do, so you guys
Okay.
don't see them anymore.
Dagio, I need you to send a message.
Oh, I can totally do that. Will he respond? Probably freaking not. Other than like, I fucking hate you guys. just gonna
The
hunt him in
figurine of
streams
wondrous
every now and
power.
Wondrous
There's a couple
power.
different varieties of them. These are the ivory goats.
Jeez.
So they come in a set of 3, and each goat looks different than the other ones, and they each have different properties. So one is called the Goat of Traveling, which, when activated, can become a large goat with the same statistics as a riding horse, so you can ride it. It has 24 charges, and it can stay in that larger form for a number of hours equal, like each hour is 1 charge. And while it has charges, you can use that as often as you wish. And then when it runs out of charges, it just becomes a statue again. Then there's the Goat of Travail, which can become a giant goat for 3 hours. Then there's the Goat of Terror, which can become a giant goat for 3 hours. And while the goat can't attack, you can remove its horns. And 1 horn is a lance +1, and the other is a longsword +2. And the weapons disappear when the goat reverts to its figurine form. And it also has an aura of terror that makes people make a saving throw or become frightened of the goat while it's in its like animal form.
You're the goat.
All hail the goat gods.
For real. Ham up there?
So I actually was not joking about that message, Adagio.
I am not using my last 3rd level
Come
spell slot to
on.
add
We're
back
gonna be good.
right or whatever.
I want to know where it came from. I spaced it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you know what? Sure. Why
owe you
not?
a
You know
favor.
what? I
Listen,
want one of the
I'll
magical
say you-
items,
The
though,
ring.
so you know what?
I'll say that you're the better liar player. All right.
You've each got 1 competition under your belt so far,
Fine.
so
I'll send a message to Mr. Backknife. Oh, I swear to God, you keep saying his name and I don't fucking
Blade back. Why is this name so hard for you guys to remember? He's got blades on his back. It's super easy.
hey, wait a second, Gavin.
Yes.
What's Odella's wife's name?
Fuck you. I'm not saying it. Fuck.
Hey. I'll shoot my stupid message. Use my last
Alright.
spell slot of 3.
I want you to ask. So, where exactly did this Godstone come? Or no. So where exactly did you acquire this Godstone? Also.
Did he say it was a
He knew it
Godstone, or
was a
did we find
godstone, so
out?
let's use it.
Oh, okay. So where exactly did you acquire this Craving oh my god, Cresting Wave. I'm mixing words now. Cresting Wave necklace. By the way, still in cannon range. What?
Are we?
No.
Long range cannons.
Can I say it like a
Mortars.
creepy accent though? I seek the answers of where the stone's origins began. Where did you find this?
You wait for a bit, and then you hear, I found it in a little place called Your Ass. Fuck you.
Fuck you!
Right.
I
Kisan,
fucking knew it.
turn it around. We're going
I'm
back.
gonna tell
We're going back.
Ryujin that Poseidon came down and gave it to him himself.
That's a lie. Insight check.
Make an insight check. Adagio, make a deception check.
Insight. You have. I hope you roll high, because I rolled a fucking 18, and my is -1, so no, it's +1. 19. What the fuck is up, Kyle?
Oh man, I rolled an 18 plus 0. That's a 18.
He's full of shit.
You're full of shit. Tell me, what do you actually say?
I wasn't
Okay,
ready
fine.
for that. What the
It
fuck
wasn't
is that,
Poseidon.
Kyle?
It was the king himself. It was Poseidon's champion.
Insight check again.
Yeah, that was actually King Theseus in disguise.
Can I
You know what?
insight check that?
Sure.
I want to know.
I rolled
I'm
a
just
3, so.
like staring at Adagio, like, what kind of
He
fuckery
found
is
it
this?
up my ass, man.
It's a
What do you want me to
23 for
tell
mine.
you?
There you go.
Yeah, he's full of shit.
Where did you find it, Adagio?
You see, me and him met before this. You guys didn't know that. And
Okay,
while I'm
Cassandra.
looking for buried treasure in my bedroom, he found the stone. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
What do you want me to tell you? You told me to go fuck
Adagio
off.
secretly has a collection of all of the gods on these stones.
I'm trying to. I only have one of them. Ryujin wants to fork it over.
I
Fuck that.
imagine
It's
Adagio
not
has
my-
like you know those little things that people have to put like state coins in.
Oh my
Imagine like
I was
2
imagining,
slots are now filled.
I was imagining Pokemon gym badges, and I'm
Yes.
Gary.
Oh, no.
Imagine like those LED display cases they sell for pop vinyls. He's got like little pedestals.
There you go.
So
Only
does
one,
this
though.
does this look like my Radiant brand, but on a smooth gray stone?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's just it doesn't like do anything. It just looks
It
sick
is a
nasty.
full-on stone. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you could skip it
I'll
across
just-
the water if you wanted to.
I'll put it on. I'll wear it.
Sure.
Didn't he break
The clasp
is-
is broken, but you can sort of like just tie it for now.
Can I fix?
I can
Actually,
mend it.
Alexios.
I can mend it.
Oh yeah, can we mend this?
Yeah, you could spend
Yeah.
a minute to mend it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
You now have
okay.
a
So-
functioning necklace.
Are
I'm
those
gonna
the
keep
only
it.
2 magic
I'm
items?
gonna keep it.
I think
Yeah,
that's
I'll just
Fireball on Ryujin.
listen. This is all I want, guys. You can have the other items.
Cassandra said she would let us know what we're allowed to keep.
Yes,
Oh.
about that.
Shit, I'm keeping the rock. I don't care what you say.
You can keep the rock, that is fine.
Nice.
But the way I see it, we have a ring and 3 goats.
All right. Here's my
Not
offer.
a sentence I thought I'd hear today.
Here's what I'm thinking. Just straight
I want
shooting
the
with
goat
you.
pony.
I want the
Um,
ring.
I made that Dragonborn piss his pants. I think that we should at least get the ring and a goat.
I was going to say, you get 2, we get 2.
Okay,
I want the
bet.
ring. I want the ring.
Okay, but what goat? The riding goat, the scary goat, or the
What do you
giant
guys
goat?
want?
We
This
gotta
is-
get the scary goat.
I
We
have what
gotta
I
get the
wanted.
scary goat. We
Okay,
can't
the
not.
scary goat makes the most sense. Because
Scary
weapons
goat.
and terror.
Use the weapons, I think.
I can use the weapons, can't I?
I can use one
Do
of the
y'all
weapons.
have a? Wait, it's
It's a great sword.
a long
It's a
sword?
long
And a
sword and a
lance.
lance.
Oh. it's a
Oh,
long
never
sword.
mind. I can't do
Is
any of those
lance
things.
simp or they're both martial weapons?
They're both martial weapons, yeah.
I mean, I can do a long sword. It's in my weapon proficiencies.
I have proficiency in martial weapons too.
If you're proficient with
Okay.
martial weapons, you could definitely wield a lance or a longsword.
Okay, then
Oh,
bet.
yeah. Get the
Then
scary
bet.
goat.
Yeah. Here we
All
go.
right,
Check
so you
that.
guys-
I don't know how to check that.
Can I just like grab the ring out of the chest and flick it to Honora? It's real cool. Like,
Sure. So you guys, they're not separate items, the different goats. So whoever's taking the scary goat, just add the ivory goats in your inventory, and we'll just know that you only have the goat of terror.
Scary goat.
Do you want to
What-
hold that, Elme, or?
I mean, I can.
What is this ring
I
called?
just happen
again,
to also
by
be
the
holding
way?
a lot of things. so
The ring of shooting stars.
Okay.
Got it.
Ivory goat something.
And what
Oh,
would
God,
the
It should be
I
a
forgot.
figurine of
longsword?
wondrous power,
God,
and
I
there's like
gotta
an
go through
ivory
and
goat variant.
Organize my inventory. Holy shit.
What was the
so
second
okay, just
weapon?
really quickly. The Godstone is like, what color is or I guess not what color, but is it just like the crescent wave is carved into it, or is it like glowing or anything?
It
or-
almost it looks similar to your brand in that it looks like there's a slight indent and the symbol itself is darker than the outside stone.
How big are
Okay.
the rocks?
Sorry?
How big are these rocks?
About, like, they fit in the palm of your hand.
I wanna.
So like $50 coins, State Park coin.
Probably,
'Cause I have both of those. I could show you right now.
Drachmae coin.
It's probably like, I don't
And
know.
the iPod
I
Nano.
got you. I got.
It's like an
just
iPod
wait.
Nano, sure.
All right. We got a quarter. Okay.
Like you gotta be more.
We got a $50 coin. Right. We
This
got
isn't
a
the
we got a
Anthony?
we got a State Park coin.
Yeah, this is a magic trick.
You gotta be more specific with the iPod Nano though. Is it like that 6th-gen one that's just the little tiny square,
Just-
or
no,
the
I
next
fuck
imagine
that.
just the
Fuck
screen.
that.
That's what I think of. Just the little square.
And I will say, because Identify would give you all the information that you would get about the magic item, you would learn about the Godstone. You would know that it itself is not magical, but it does have a connection to the gods, specifically the god of which it is marked.
Shit.
You can use it in place of a sacrifice when you're praying to a god. And there are legends or beliefs that these stones can somehow be awakened or augmented in some way, that would unlock some sort of like actual magic item from within them. But that actual process is unclear. But that's the belief, or at least the legends around these items.
So I'm gonna wear it all the time, never taking it off, and hope that someday I do something badass enough for Poseidon to be like, you know what, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
There you
Can
go.
I check my pocket? Is it still a stone? Did I do something worthy? Athena,
You did
please.
not do something worthy. No, it is definitely still a stone.
Damn.
Not once have you
Noteworthy.
prayed to Athena or done anything cool for Athena.
I killed that spider for her.
That's what
That's
gave you
it.
the stone.
Okay. I'll kill another giant spider for you, Athena. Stab, stab.
It's like, yeah, here's $1 for doing your chores.
Right.
I think I deserve 50 actually.
So as the Tromokratis makes its way through the Blood Gulf, the sun sets and the stars come out. Cassandra comes to you all and goes, "Well, an eventful first day, but you should be getting some sleep. There will be far more adventure tomorrow."
Wait, did I only tell one person I was a demigod?
Yeah, you told. What?
Cause I kind of glow in the dark.
Yeah, you are
Well,
definitely glowing at this point.
Treya also knows.
Flame on.
Yeah, two of the officers know at least, and that's assuming that they don't talk to each other.
My
You know.
bad.
I'm just standing here glowing like, what? You guys don't do that?
I think. I mean,
Or
my
fell
mark
into a
was-
bed of toxic waste. Whatever that is. Whatever
I mean,
toxic
underbrush
waste is.
glows too, so like sometimes
Underbrush is
people
also
just glow,
glowing.
you know?
Yeah, you know. I was crafted by the gods.
Yeah.
So we're all, I
Oh
assume
my
we're all
God.
settling in for the night basically is what's happening next.
Unless there's something you guys want to do.
S'mores.
Okay. Can I just want to go up to Cassandra and say, hey, I understand that this might be kind of strange, but is it okay if I look around the captain's quarters? I'm not gonna like take anything or touch anything without permission. I'm just curious to see it.
Oh, my
Make a
phone just
persuasion
fell,
check.
like, out of nowhere.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Okay. All right. Fuck. We're gonna use my beautiful d20s. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. I rolled a 13, and my persuasion is +7, so it's 20 actually. Dirty 20.
Okay. She sort of looks you up and down. I will observe you. I hope you do not mind.
That's totally fine. I just, heard a lot of stories about this place, and I kind of just want to see where, my mom worked, I guess.
All
Or
right.
I did most of the time.
So she does lead you to the captain's quarters, and she just sort of like stands in the doorway as she allows you entry in. It's not as luxurious as you would have expected, or maybe hoped. It's basically a bed, a window, and a desk. It doesn't look like she spends that much time here, but the desk does have some paperwork on it and stuff. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. Oh fuck. That's intelligence, right? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Or wisdom? Is it?
Ah!
Perception? I don't know.
You said perception?
Yeah.
Okay. 15.
15. Just looking around, you see lots of different like papers and maps and stuff on her desk. But there's one paper that is like mostly covered by other stuff, but it looks a bit more aged than some of the other stuff. But that's not really what catches your attention. What catches your attention is that it seems to be written in symbols that you don't understand and that are not like any language that you've seen before. That's it.
Can I grab it and look like?
You as you reach for it and you have a finger on it, you feel Cassandra's hand grab your wrist.
Oh, sorry. Just looked older. I apologize. That's my bad. I shouldn't be touching things.
No, you should not.
Okay.
She lets go of your wrist. I think that is
I
all for
take it.
tonight.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I appreciate you letting me see this area.
You have potential, but you are foolish.
So I've been told.
Go sleep. We have more to learn tomorrow.
Okay. And I'll go and instead of going below deck, can I just like hang out by the the wheel,
The wheel?
and just
Yes,
yeah,
on
play
the
my
quarter
lyre?
deck.
Yes, on the quarter deck.
Yes.
I was going to ask, can I also go up top and hang out?
Absolutely. And
I
you
was
see
also
Traia
going
is
to.
also chilling up here. You get the sense that she likes to be under the stars, you know? And some of the other crew and the officers are sort of like spending some time looking at the stars. And being this far away from society, the stars are stunning out here.
Can I go talk to Traia?
Ryujin, you do notice that Cassandra keeps her eyes on you the entire time that you walk out of her office, and then she goes into her office and closes the door.
Yeah, I just want to lay like flat back, like my pack and everything on, obviously, but flat back towards the back end of the ship by the wheel, and just I want to play my lyre for a bit, causing like illusions,
Sure.
of the OG story, the Virgin Naiad going through the waves and everything, and then do that.
And you
for
actually, Anura, you see Trae as in a very similar position over on the forecastle on the front of the ship. She's also lying on her back, just sort of looking up at the stars.
Can I go over and lay down next to her?
Sure.
Take out Nyx, have Nyx just like hanging out, laying on me.
She's like, oh, you have a cat?
Yeah, I got a pet back when we were in Delphi. This is Nyx. And I'm gonna hand Nyx to her so she can pet Nyx.
She takes Nyx and just sort of like pets her absentmindedly as she's looking up at the stars, and she's really cute.
She is. She's adorable.
So is that sort of your guys' style? What happened today?
What do you mean?
Fighting legendary monsters, intimidating pirates, almost sinking them to the bottom of the ocean, stealing their stuff.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's definitely some of the members of the party style. I just kind of learned to go along with it. It's easier.
And that demigod, Ryujin, is that sort of how he is?
A lot of the times, yes, but he's also, even if he can be headstrong and not think of a lot of the consequences for stuff, he has a good heart. He's trying to learn everything he needs to.
Interesting.
Yeah, he doesn't think some of the times, but I mean, he's one of the most kind-hearted people I've ever met. Like 110%, I can tell you, since some of the stuff happened in Delphi, he is overprotective of all of us at any point he can be.
She sort of like looks to the back of the ship and sees some of the illusions coming off your instrument, Ryujin. He's really
Nice.
interesting.
Wow.
Interesting's one word, yeah.
Yeah.
Inside check.
I'm not insight checking her for this. How do you get used to being out here under the stars? It's so different.
It's the only life I've ever known. So, really, my question would be, how do you get used to looking up and not seeing the stars?
I've never thought of it that way. I could see them in Delphi. It just wasn't the same.
And I guess you always carry them with you.
I'm gonna like look down my arm and go, yeah, I guess I do.
You know, that's a gift on your arm.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like it.
I get that. But people like you and me, we understand the stars. We understand their beauty and their wonder and the awe that's associated with them. The stories of the heroes that are up there in the sky. You get to carry those stories with you. You get to carry that wonder and that awe. And if people don't understand that, well, then fuck them. The people that matter get it.
Yeah, I understand the stars. I wish I knew more about what this mark was and what it meant. Like, I know some of it and why I have it, I guess, in the end, but I don't know why it was me.
Why would it be anyone else?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I just feel like there's people who have done so much more who deserve this gift more than I do. I was a baby. I couldn't do anything. I had done nothing for Artemis. But there's people who have lived serving her for their whole lives who deserve a gift like this, and I was just given it.
Maybe. I don't think it's... And I have only just met you, so take this with whatever grain of salt you need, but I don't think it has anything to do with Artemis.
What do you mean?
Well, Artemis isn't the goddess of stars, she's the goddess of the moon.
That's true. That's true. Ah!
I mean, maybe... I guess you could say her domain is like the entire night sky or whatever, but I just wouldn't put all your eggs in that basket. I wouldn't claim to know why this happened to you or who did this to you, but you've devoted your life to Artemis, right?
Yes.
So don't you think that you would know by now if she had some reason for doing that to you?
If I'm being real, I would if you had asked me how long has it been since I found out that Huntress Alexandra was Artemis? Like a month?
At least like 3-ish weeks, maybe a month.
If you had asked me about a month ago, if I would have thought I would have known by now, the answer would have been yes, I thought I would have known by now. Recent revelations, not so much.
I want to get something for you. She gets up and heads away for a moment before coming back with a small statue in her hands. She hands it to you, and it looks like it's of a female figure with it looks like her arms are outstretched with her palms up, and there's almost like a rainbow, like an arc of stars connecting one hand to the other. She goes, if Artemis doesn't have the answers, maybe she will.
Who is this? Who is she? Do I know, like, what I know before asking that?
Make a religion check.
I should be good at religion checks. Where's my d20? Yeah, I'm good at religion checks. Thank you, Alkalite background. I can't do math. 21.
21. Looking at it, out of context, you draw a blank for a bit, and then like you've seen this sort of imagery before, but you can't quite place it, and then you're like, oh, you think you've seen this in like the lineup of the Muses.
This is familiar, but who is this? I'm blanking.
That's fair. Not many people really give a shit about her, but this is Urania. She's the muse of astronomy.
Would I know who that is when she says the name?
Yeah, you would have heard, like you would know all of the muses, but they are very minor goddesses. They are really only talked about mostly in terms of like the arts and stuff. And they are like somewhat worshipped, but they're more so just like they're sort of in the same category as the Fates, where like no one denies their existence, but no one like devotes their lives to their worship.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would I even go about figuring out if she has anything to do with it or knows anything?
I don't know. I've never encountered this situation before, but I know that when I was young and I was stuck on a ship and I had no idea why and I was angry and I didn't have any sort of guidance, Anemios gave me this and taught me about Urania and taught me about the stars. And I found my way. Maybe she can help you the same way.
I'll definitely keep that in mind.
If you don't mind, I think I'm gonna go talk to your friend over there.
That's fine. I'm gonna go to hand her back the statue then.
No, keep it. It's okay.
Okay. Does she still have Nyx in her hand?
No, she gives Nyx back to you as
Well,
she
I'm saying,
stands
like,
up.
if she's still absentmindedly petting Nyx, I'm gonna be like, you can hold on to her for a little bit. Just bring her back before you go to sleep.
No, it's really okay. I think she should be with her parent. So.
Ugh, I don't like that idea. Ah!
And she goes across the ship. As Regent, as you're playing your instrument, you hear footsteps behind you. It's really pretty.
Oh, thank you. It's well, it's a song.
I mean the images are pretty too.
Oh, thank you. It's the true story.
So you're Regent, right?
Yep. That's me.
I'm Triea.
Nice to meet you. I'll hold out my hand.
She takes it and she shakes it. She's got like, for a girl of 16, she's got some calloused hands. The hands of someone who works on a ship. Do you mind if I sit?
Go for it.
She said, I don't know if this is rude or improper, but what's your relationship with Poseidon like?
A bit confusing at times, but overall kind of straightforward. I know that's kind of conflicting. Well, not conflicting, but it's strange. You know, on one hand, he saved my life, gave me purpose, and I know, what I'm supposed to do to kind of repay that. But at the same time, it's, doesn't always have the answers that I need, I guess. It's a strange relationship. Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be more difficult for other people that don't really have any contact with them at all, or their worship gods in general, I think.
Well, you were really impressive today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Usually I kind of fuck it up, but today was what? You know, today went good. I was proud. It was a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day. Listen, this is a little embarrassing. Can I show you something?
Sure. As long as it's not a dagger, because I've seen that trick and it hurts.
No, definitely not a dagger.
Okay.
She sort of undoes her leather armor, the straps and the laces, and you see her sort of like off-white, flowy blouse underneath. She takes a deep breath and she starts pulling her shirt up, and you hear, "Trya!" She turns and you see Anemios on the main deck. Trya, would you help me with something in the infirmary, please?
And I offered to help instead if I heard it from across the ship.
You definitely heard it.
Can I offer to help instead? Be like, hey, Anemios, can I help you instead? I have a few questions about what was the god's name. I can't remember and I can't say it. I know I can't. I'm not gonna try it.
Urania?
Yes.
It's
I
like
was gonna say
uranium.
Uranus.
I did remember it, okay?
Go ahead and
I have
make
a few questions.
you tell me, is this persuasion or deception?
Wait.
I don't think it matters. I have the same. It's +0
Sure,
for
go ahead.
either.
Adagio, what were you saying?
I'm on the decky, and I wanted to ask this dude questions too,
Sure.
but now he's here, so
You
I'm
both
like,
just
fuck
like
it,
swarm.
might as well.
I have questions. It's a
questions.
19.
He looks at you and goes, I'm sure we will have time on this journey, but Traea and I have a bit of a rapport, and we really must be getting to work. And at this point, Traea has like relaced her leather, and she looks red in the face. She's like, no, yeah, it's okay, Honora. Yeah, this is a sort of a nightly ritual that we do. So I'm just gonna go. You guys enjoy the deck, and she goes with Anemios. Anemios puts an arm around her, and they go below deck.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace, and I'm gonna try and follow them. I want to see what's happening.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay.
Just
Can I
like-
also have like which one is it that helps me like? Do either the cloaks help me not be seen, or are they just? I'm not sure because one of them does the hide action. I'm not really sure what that does.
Yeah, that just allows you to stealth as a bonus action, but you're stealthing
Okay.
as your action anyway. So
Cool. Making sure.
Yeah.
It's a 28.
Okay. Let me see their passive perceptions here.
So this is totally random, but relevant because I'm playing with this string. This is a string from one of my masks that broke. Like, you know, the just basic mask. Anyway, you can cut through shit with this.
It's
Yes.
like dental floss. Yes.
I
you
saw
can cut
this
through
kid
shit.
on I can't remember what it was. I saw this video of a kid who cut through a plastic school chair with one of these fuckers.
Yes, you can. It's like dental
Like,
floss. How you can cut through
just-
stuff with it.
That's incredible. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
So, Anura, you carefully stealth down the stairs and follow them, and they stop basically like just below deck. So you're sort of around the corner, out of their eyesight, but you can still hear them, and you just hear Anemios. What do you think you are doing? I was just... No, you weren't thinking, is what you were doing. We are in uncharted territories here, alright? Keep things close to the chest. We don't know these people. We don't know who they are. We can have thoughts on who they might be and who we would want them to be. But we do not know them. And we cannot trust them. Not yet. Just wait until I tell you it's okay. But Anemia... No. This is not a discussion, Traea. That is a command. Do you understand? Yeah, I understand. You're tired. Go to bed. Good night, my Nemeos. And you hear one set of footsteps walk away, and you hear before the other set of footsteps follows.
All right then.
So, side question. When I summon the elemental, how intelligent? Like, I could speak to it, it understands me, we're on the same wavelength, right?
Yeah.
But I guess how far does that, like, could I talk to it, have like a conversation?
What is the intelligence score of the elemental?
You have to resummon Kai still.
I do. I have the resources though. I have enough for one more time, and then I have to buy more. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Its intelligence is gonna be. We cannot have conversation.
What is it?
It's a 4. It's a -3 modifier.
Yeah. It is essentially an animal. That
Okay.
level of intelligence.
Do I have to roll animal handling to talk to it?
No, but that's how smart it is.
Okay. Damn, that's unfortunate. Just gonna see if we could come to an agreement with, like, you know, using it as armor if need be.
Any other things you guys would like to do before bed tonight?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
I want to wait till everybody is like, I want to pretend I'm going to sleep, not actually sleep. Wait for everybody to go to bed, and I want to try and sneak into the captain's quarters.
Well, I was gonna say I'm gonna be asleep up on the deck, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
probably
Ilme,
staying
we'll
where I
come
am,
back to that
too.
after everyone else is
like
done.
our party. It's like the others.
Yeah. We'll come back to that after everyone else is done with what they want to do tonight.
Yep.
But don't let me forget that. Anything else people want to do tonight?
Is there anywhere, like, where there's an abundance of water besides jumping off the ship that I can pray?
I mean, you haven't seen where Anemios like spends his time, but you don't think so.
Okay.
You don't think there's like a pool or anything.
Can
But
I?
you are
look
surrounded by
for-
the ocean.
Can I look for Anemios?
Sure, go ahead. I'll say that the first place you check is his quarters. It's sort of like the infirmary, and that is where he is. And
Okay.
you can see he's just sort of like cleaning something, like putting things away as you enter. Oh, good evening.
Hello. Sorry to bother you. I was wondering where you go to pray to Poseidon, if you do while you're at sea. Any place on the ship that may be a good spot for that, or should I just like jump overboard?
He sort of smiles to himself. While you are more than happy to jump overboard, you do understand we are surrounded by the god's influence. Anywhere on this ship is a holy place. Well, not necessarily this ship, but we are on the ocean. We are in his grasp.
I get that. It's just aside from jumping overboard while we're sailing, it's a bit easier for me to get the message across while I'm underwater, and I'm not sure it's a good idea to do that right now while we're full sail.
Well, I wouldn't advise it, but you could tie yourself to the ship and jump. It wouldn't exactly be a pleasant sort of meditation, but it would work.
Okay. Would you want to help me with that?
Keeping you alive? Sure. I suppose that
Thank
is
you.
my duty. He
And-
brings out some rope and ties you to the back of the ship.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just I'll take the godstone and I'll look at it and I'll put it back and then I'll just pencil dive
Go ahead, just for the sake of it, go ahead and make an athletics check for me
Shit.
to
Okay.
see how good this dive is.
Also, I'm gonna go talk to Anemius while he's holding onto the
Athletics,
rope.
eh? I mean, it's not fantastic. I rolled a 13 and I don't have anything to add, so
You're a little out of practice, but you grew up on the coast, so
I feel like it was
you,
just a pencil dive. Just
yeah,
something
you are
simple.
a natural in water. There's a bit of a splash, but it's nothing. It's not a belly flop or anything like that. As you are down there, Anura, you can approach Anemios as he's just sort of like looking over over the side.
Did Ryuji just jump off the ship?
He did, yes.
Not that we just think he's done, but I just wanted to make sure.
I am
what's
just
the
making
weirdest thing
sure
I've
that
done?
he
I
survives
microwave
this.
like 3 people though.
Sorry, is there something I could do for you?
Yeah, I actually had a few questions.
All right.
I was talking to Treya about the mark on my arm. He hasn't seen it yet, I bet. But
No, but he's seeing it now.
I'm just gonna mention it. I was talking to her about it because I don't know much about who gave it to me or anything like that. And for the longest time, I had assumed it had something to do with Artemis, but she brought up it could have been Urania. Is that how you say the name?
Yeah.
Okay. That it could have something to do with Urania, and I don't know much about Urania, and she told me that you taught her.
Well, I would by no means consider myself an expert on the Muses. It's not where I focused my studies, but I have learned a great deal about a great many gods, including Urania. There is not much to her mythology. She is the muse of astronomy. While it is Zeus and the other gods who decide which heroes get to be placed among the stars, it is Urania's gift, position, to decide where in the skies they go. It is her who decides which stars make constellations and where exactly they are and how they rotate throughout the year. There's not much more information I have. Certainly not any records of any sort of mark like that. I'm sorry.
Have you ever heard of anything like that happening before, though? I mean, you've traveled all over the world, I'm assuming.
It's true.
Have you ever heard of anything like that? Or, I don't know, just someone having something like this happen? Or, hypothetically, someone having celestial blood and not being a demigod? That's a working theory.
Well, I have not heard of this particular instance. However, there are certainly examples of people with celestial blood and that manifests in specific ways without necessarily being demigods, whether they are descended from a demigod or just have some sort of connection to a minor god or something like that, that it is not unheard of. In fact, there are examples of a great many people who use that sort of divine connection innate in their blood to create magic.
God, this got more complicated than it needed to be.
Is that a hint at multiclassing into sorcerer?
If Anor wants, I guess.
Ah,
But
no,
it is
thank you.
a subclass of sorcerer that is available.
Do you know where I could learn more about this? Because I have I've had this mark since I was a kid. Like, as long as I can remember, I've had this mark, and until recently, I had no idea where it could have came from. Has there ever been like a minor god trick somebody in order to give someone celestial blood?
I am sure stories like that exist. Famously, Pan, the satyr god, is quite free with his lovemaking and has many children with many bits of divine blood in them.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I just needed a little more information. I have no clue what's happening now.
I apologize, I could not be of more assistance.
I know more now than when I asked, so.
If you do manage to find some person who's devoted their lives to the muses, I'm sure they could probably have more answers than I.
Okay. All right. I had one final thing. Have you ever heard of like a god taking on another form to raise someone?
No.
Gods raising children is not the most common thing in the world. Gods changing form in order to conceive children, very commonplace.
So it's not common that a god tries to raise a child.
No, certainly not. Gods are very busy creatures, and often do not want to spend any more time with mortals than they absolutely need to.
All right. On that information, Honora is going to be like visibly kind of taken aback by that and just say thank you. And I'm going to go to the other side of the ship from them.
Sure.
And try and pray to Artemis because I am really confused. I know I'm probably going to get nothing, but.
First, let's jump back to Ryujin. So Ryujin, you hit the ocean. It momentarily like takes the wind out of you, but as you suck in this ocean seawater, you feel at home down here. Although you are like getting propelled forward by your waist as you are getting dragged along, but so it's not the most comfortable thing. It's not the most relaxing thing, but you feel okay.
Okay. Yeah. So in one hand, I'll take the Godstone. I'm not gonna like use it as a sacrifice or anything. But I'll just hold it in one hand, and I'll just say to Poseidon, I know you're probably not going to get this. It hasn't been too long since we talked last. Oh, I guess since we kind of talked last, you had Theseus. Anyway, Apotreppo is not friendly anymore. He's been... What's the word? Converted to the enemy. Listen, Ryujin's not smart. All right? I gotta play him down for a second.
He's a turncoat.
Yeah, he's a turncoat. Apotreppo has been corrupted, is a better term, by Tromokratis. We went out to give him back his food and maybe talk to him, and he attacked us, and it could have been really bad. We're lucky that the Tromokratis, the ship, formerly known as the Virgin Naiad, which you once set foot on. Anyway, they came to our rescue. Without them, probably would have died. And I understand the name of the ship probably isn't the best, but we didn't have very many options, and I hope that's not too upsetting for you. I apologize. I didn't know what else to do. Anyway, I just thought you should know that. I hope this gets to you. You don't even have to reply. I want you to hear it, and maybe figure something out with your pet, because he is fucking dangerous.
All right.
That's it.
I won't have you roll because it hasn't been a week yet since your last success, but you send that message up to Olympus and hope that he hears it. And eventually you tug on the rope and Demigods pulls you up.
Yeah. I'll try to climb up too while he's pulling, so he's not doing all the work.
Anura, there on the forecastle, you lay down facing the stars, and pray to Artemis. What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna be like absent-mindedly tracing the mark on my arm, nixling off to the side when I'm looking up. So I'm at a point where I don't know what to do and what to turn to keep learning what I need to learn about myself. I've finally found someone that can teach me about the ocean and animals of the ocean and your ways for that. But I've kind of hit a stopping point where I'm being pulled in the direction of seeing if a minor god has something to do with this. Not in a bad way, but my whole life I believed it was you that put this mark on my arm and saved me, and now I found out the fact that you raised me is even more rare than I thought it was. And I don't know, it almost feels like I've been abandoned at this point because I met you once, you told me this life-changing thing, but I still feel like I know nothing. I need help. I don't know where to turn. That's it. I'm just gonna like keep meditating after I say all of that.
Okay. You rest there, sending your message off to Artemis wherever she is.
Like it's gonna do anything.
And eventually you find sleep under the stars. Alexios, Adagio, anything you guys are doing?
I want to pray when the sun rises.
Sure. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Alexios,
At
anything?
some point, I would have wanted to try and find the cook.
Sure. You head down to the kitchens and you see you have heard their name is Dewdrop. And you see a very fat, blue-skinned water genasi. He has some tattoos, and he's a big guy. And you see he's cleaning pots and pans as you come in. What do you want?
Hey, Alexios. I hold my hand out and say, listen, I read books about ships and I heard that like rodent infestations may be or may not be common. I don't know how often
Have
that
you seen a
happens.
rodent?
No, I said I read a book. Are you listening?
I am listening. Why are you bringing this up if you have not seen a rodent?
Okay, so because I was getting to. Okay, I'm just gonna point to Ford and say, if you have any problems like that, I'm not saying that you do. He hunts, so he can help. And
You think I need help clearing this ship of rodents? Who the fuck do you think you are?
I just wanted to make your job a little bit easier.
You think I need help with my job? I've been doing this for longer than you have been alive, boy.
Really? Is that a thing? How long have you been doing this?
You
I
cannot
love
ask
this
a person
man.
their age.
I
I
don't
was
know
asking
what
your
French
age.
in Forgotten Realms is, but this guy's definitely French. French
I love
vibe.
this man.
Go, shoot. You
I
are
didn't
clearing up
mean
the
any harm.
air in this room. You are going to make everything sour.
Oh, you. I'm just gonna leave.
Yes, good. Do not let the door hit you on your way out.
I'm just gonna walk out and just my asshole and go on about my business.
Listen, cooks are sassy, man. I'm telling you so. It's stressful.
The Gordon Ramsay of the sea. All right, so you all eventually find sleep. Anura on the top deck, the rest of you guys down in the hold with the rest of the crew.
Oh.
Yeah?
I was just gonna say, when I got pulled out of the water by
Oh, yeah.
Nemeos,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask him a question.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, like as I'm catching my breath, and I grab his hand and like he pulls me off the side of the ship. I'll sprawl out, spread eagle on the deck, and go. So, you never told me why you're on this ship. It was pretty vague last time. What's your story?
My friends, I have known you for a single day. Perhaps we will eventually learn that story, but for now I am tired, and now that I have made sure that you do not die with your foolish errand, I'm going to sleep.
Okay, I get it. Thanks for your help. Have a good night.
The pleasure is mine. He unwraps the rope and goes away.
Okay. So where on the ship am I? They said the back of the ship, right? So basically where I was landing last time?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll just stay there, pull up my ladder again, and start strumming away until I pass out.
You got it.
But I want to summon Kai.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
you can with the torches around, you can absolutely summon Kai before you go to sleep.
Okay, before I go to sleep, I'll just say, keep an eye on me. Make sure no one takes my things or disrupts my sleep until just before sunrise.
Got it. Go ahead and mark off those materials as well.
Okay.
So, you all find sleep, except Ilmay. The floor is yours.
Okay. So I probably will take a point of exhaustion for this. That's okay.
It depends on how long this lasts.
Oh, it's probably going to be a while. So I'm going to look around, make sure everybody's sleeping, do a little perception check, make sure nobody's paying attention to me.
Go ahead.
I got a dirty 20.
Everyone seems asleep.
Okay.
You hear some
I'm
people
just gonna-
snoring.
Okay, so I'll just get out of the... Are we in hammocks? Is that what I
Yeah,
do?
hammocks. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just sneak up to the top deck, because that's where the captain's quarters are, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and
Yep.
make a stealth check.
25.
25. Okay. You creep without a sound and get to the door of the captain's quarters.
I'm looking to make sure that Sana's not around, because I know she has good perception. So I don't want her
You also know, like,
catch
and Sana also needs sleep, so it
Yeah.
looks like there's someone else currently in the crow's nest.
me. Okay,
Not her.
cool. I wanted to make sure it wasn't her.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will stand at the door. I just want to listen in, see if I hear anything. Any whisperings? Anybody?
Make another perception check.
Oh, that one was very good. That was a 16.
You don't hear anything. You don't hear snores, so you're not sure if she's asleep, but you also don't hear, like, scratching or writing or anything like that. It's just silence.
Can I, like, is there, like, light coming out from underneath or
Nope.
anything like that? No?
Not that you can
Okay.
see.
Okay, well, I'll very carefully take out my lockpicks
Mm-hmm.
and attempt to, well, first see if the door is open.
It is
Nope.
not. Definitely not.
Okay. Okay, then,
Especially after what Ryujin did.
yeah. I'm gonna check for traps, and then I'll open the door.
Alright, investigation check, and then thieves' tools check.
A 12 on the investigation.
You don't see anything.
Oh, let's hope not. I'm gonna get caught if I miss this. Oh god. I rolled a natural 1 on my thieves' tools.
You're not sure if it's just because, like, the sea water, the sea air has, like, rusted this thing, but you cannot get anything to budge, and you actually, like, snap one of your thieves' tools in the lock.
No, I don't think I have more of those. I want to look around, and there's the only way to get in is through this door, right? There's not like windows to the back of it.
There's a window, but you'd have to, like, rappel from the back of the ship.
Could I use acrobatics, or would this be athletics?
I will say, I never untied the rope from myself.
Anemios did.
Yeah.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have rope. I'm gonna tie myself off to like the side, make sure nobody's paying attention to me.
To get the right like angle, you'd have to get it from above, so you'd have to probably go up to the quarter deck or the quarter deck
Yeah.
and rappel down. So, I mean, you're gonna be going past a sleeping Ryujin and a very not asleep Kai.
Oh, I don't care about that. I don't
Okay,
care
cool.
about them seeing me.
All right,
That's
so
fine.
you tie yourself to the same spot that Ryujin tied himself, and you rappel down. Go ahead and I'll say this can be athletics or acrobatics.
Hey. Got a 19 for acrobatics.
All right, so you slowly lower yourself down to the window on sort of the diagonal side of the captain's quarters. You look in and you do see what looks like a sleeping form on the bed.
Is there any way to open the window?
Make a perception check, or that'd be investigation.
Investigation.
Yeah.
No. That I got a 10.
It looks like there's a locking mechanism, but from the inside. So on the outside, you're not quite sure.
Oh crap! Can I look through the window, see if I see anything interesting, or is it too dark?
Well, there's no light coming from inside,
Okay.
and you are currently like standing in the way of the only light source, the window. So you can make a perception check, but it'll be at disadvantage.
Oh, what the crap! We'll try it. 12.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's
No.
a vague shape of a bed and a vague shape of a desk.
Okay, well, that was not fun. Friggin' lockpicks broke.
Sorry.
I have to find an extra pair. Okay, well, my sneaking is over for the night.
All right.
And I'll
You definitely
just
don't take
climb
a
back
point of
up.
exhaustion for that. You can just sneak
Yep.
your way
Well, I
back
was hoping
downstairs.
to spend a long
Yeah.
time down there, but
Yeah.
apparently not.
All right. So, as you guys all find yourselves to sleep, we're gonna take our break. So you guys can all take a long rest on D&D Beyond, and we will come back in about 10-15 minutes with the rest of tonight's episode. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Go have your pee break or whatever you need, and we'll be back real soon. Hello and welcome back. Thank you guys for sticking with us tonight during tonight's session. If you didn't catch the very beginning of the session tonight, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and here on Twitch, and follow us on Twitch and all of our social media and stuff. It really helps us out. So, coming back into this moment, let me get this music playing again. Ryujin. Once again, you find yourself sinking, unable to breathe. Even though water should be able to fill your lungs, you find yourself suffocating, you find yourself drowning. Deeper and deeper you go. The water goes from blue to black around you, and you're blind, but you can still feel yourself getting pulled further and further downward until your back hits the ocean floor. And you see some sort of light source. You can't exactly tell where it's coming from, but it doesn't seem like it's too far away.
I will go towards it cautiously because I know about the fish with the
The anglerfish?
yes.
Yeah. You swim towards this light, and you see it's actually coming from the ocean floor itself. And you can actually swim up a bit to get more of a visual of it, but it looks like a crack in the earth. Almost like there was an earthquake or some sort of plates shifting, and there is just a gaping hole in the earth, but thin. And looking down at it, you can't actually see what is through it or in it. but you hear a voice in your head and all around you. I hear you met my plaything. He
Who
was
is
easy to turn against your father. More of a training exercise. Something to keep my mind occupied, my brain sharp, while I was waiting for someone far more important to come my way. And here you are.
Tromokratis?
You see the tips of tentacles begin to emerge from this crack in the earth. Tell me, Ryujin. I know you are loyal to your father. After all, he is the source of your power, your magic. Understandable. But what if I told you there was another way? A way to keep everything you are able to do, but rid yourself of the god's influence. Rid yourself of his high holiness far above you on Olympus, and find yourself sourcing another's power. Power that comes without strings attached, from an entity far closer to your heart. An entity who would never send a mortal to do an immortal's job.
I would say that I don't think it's possible.
The tentacles continue to extend, and they are thick, huge tentacles.
Thick.
And they just keep sort of like crawling along the ocean floor.
What do you mean? What you want me to work for you? Is that what I'm getting out of this?
There is a war coming, boy. Only one side will win. I am offering you a place on the winning team.
Why would I go against my father, the one who saved my life and empowered me to be your henchman?
Because he does not care about you.
And you do?
Oh, yes. Very much.
Mm-hmm. What did you
My
give me for my
boy,
10th birthday, bitch?
you must understand. This is mercy, what I offer you now. I would far rather fight alongside you than crush you where you stand. The tentacles begin to curl, not around you, but sort of circling you in a radius. You do not need to make your decision today. Just know that you have certainly piqued my interest.
How? What have I done to attract the attention of ancient beings such as yourself?
You were born. You see the tentacles wrap around your body, and you feel the air leaving your lungs once again. You wake up in your hammock. Safe.
I feel like how long can I roughly gauge about how long I was asleep?
It looks like it's sort of just before dawn, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go up on the ship deck. Sweaty, obviously, I'll probably look like I've seen better days. I'll just probably make my way up to the crow's nest because I feel
Sure.
like right now, for one of the first times in Ryujin's life, he just kind of wants to be a little ways away from the ocean, just for a little bit.
Sure. You're up there with the crew member who's taken the night shift, as the sun begins to rise and the ship begins to come alive. If you haven't already, you can take your long rest on D&D Beyond, all of you. And the day is yours. Can I have somebody roll me a d20 for today's travel?
Yeah,
I
straight
got
to
it.
my dad.
Swat.
Yeah, we'll get to that, Adagio.
I guess who's doing
Did
it?
someone
I
roll
got
yet,
it.
or?
I got
Oh,
it. I rolled an
Okay.
8.
8. Okay.
That's just-
So as you guys come to the docks or to the deck, and for some of you waking up on the deck, the sky is bright and clear. Adagio, as the sun rises, you make your way to the top deck. What would you like to do?
What did you call this? The front part of the ship?
The forecast.
Four.
Are we
What?
facing the sun?
Say
You
that
know, I'm
again?
just gonna face wherever the sun is rising.
Yeah, the sun rises in the east. So yes, you're facing the sun.
I bet. And that's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna sit over here and
You like move past Anura's slowly waking body.
Shh, go back to sleep. Just talking to my dad over here.
Like batting away, like shut the fuck up.
I'm kneel down and like bow my head as I like feel like the sun's rays on my forehead, I suppose.
Mhm.
And then I'll just try to reach out to my dad as I hold redemption close to me. Yo, Papa. I don't know what the F bomb is happening in my life right now. Zero clues as to what the future is going to be, and no plans for whatever Voltura has to give us. But hopefully, hopefully there's, a good outcome. I think mostly right now, there's so many things we don't know. And I mean, I know you're not all knowing, but you're, somewhat knowing, right? You somewhat know what's happening, right? But maybe just send me a nice pat on the back and you guys are heading the right way, and I believe in you.
You feel what might be a pat on the back.
Yeah. That's to you, Dad.
All right. So, you guys all wake up. You have some breakfast on the ship before meeting up with your respective officers for that day's lessons. I won't go through everything like I did last time because it's sort of a continuation of the same. However, Anura, now that you can wild shape,
I can turn to a dolphin.
You meet Trya at the back of the ship, and she's like, "So you ready to learn?"
Yes, I would turn to a dolphin.
We can start with dolphin. Dolphin's fun.
What's a good one? What's some of the fun ones? Because I'm gonna have to turn into I've got one wild shape to use to learn, and then I've got one I was gonna teach her with. Remember? Or does she still want to do that? Do you still want to do that?
Of
Do you
course,
still
yeah.
want to learn? Okay, cool. Do I have to turn into every one of these things to learn, Sammy, or is it just she teaches me and then I know the things of the ocean?
It'll be one of those things where she'll teach you one at a time first, and then eventually you will have the full list.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's fine just using the one wild shape to teach her and then one to teach me. That's fine. That's not going to affect anything.
Right, but
Okay.
if you were to have combat later today or tomorrow,
I could
if you
just be a
wanted,
dolphin.
you would only be able to turn into a dolphin. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So Trya stands on the railing of the quarterdeck and sort of faces you, arms outstretched, and goes, "Now look very, very," and then she just dives, and you look over the edge as in midair she transforms into a dolphin and splashes down into the water below.
Yes, I'm so excited. Oh my god. I'm going to try and get up on the railing and copy her, and it probably will not be as good, but we're gonna go for it.
So the interesting thing is, because she's the one that showed you how, you follow her specifically, and like you have seen some dolphins before, not a ton. So the dolphin you turn into is like half of like a dolphin you've seen before, and half like the dolphin that she is. So it's sort of like a mixed color of grays along your body, but you do manage to dive not nearly as fluidly, but you become a dolphin, and you and Trya you and Trya spend some time just like diving in the waves and doing some fun jumps and stuff. It is thrilling and freeing, and it's a fucking blast. And again, as you guys are playing and stuff, you do see a weird sort of like dark birthmark or something on her dolphin form.
God, tell me she doesn't have a radiant brand. I swear to God.
Yeah, you can't really tell what it is, especially in this dolphin form. It's like it's like, you know what, when a tattoo is stretched, it's like you have no idea what the fuck this is.
Okay.
You guys have seen the movie That's My Boy, right?
Exactly, it's like that. It's like
Yeah.
that. It's like his back tattoo.
Is it a similar thing with Nora's arm? Every time you
Similar,
transform
yeah.
her.
Well,
Have you ever talked about what my mark does when I transform?
I don't think
we
so.
haven't. Also, yeah, there's
kept that.
yeah. It's like, you know, it's not as apparent, but like I think if you were looking for it, you would always be able to identify which animal is a Nora, because there would be a little patch of starriness.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, like, my mark doesn't have like set edges anyway. It is always kind of like moving a little bit.
Yeah, it's
so.
fluid. Yeah. So you guys can spend however long you'd like as dolphins before coming back on deck, and you can teach her whichever form you'd like.
Ooh, that's a lot of decisions. That's a lot. I want to teach you to turn into a black bear.
Okay, so the crew is just like getting ready, and this it's a beautiful day today. Everyone's like in a good mood, and suddenly there's two black bears on the deck. Everyone's like, ah, ah, ah.
That was all I needed. Okay, cool.
All right. Is there anything else specific you guys would like to do today?
Can I ask her about the mark?
Absolutely. You guys transform back.
That was fun. That was really fun.
Yeah, that was a blast.
I don't want to be rude or anything, but what was the mark? It looked like a birthmark almost.
Oh yeah, it's nothing. It's like a burn or something that I've had since I was a kid.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering because, like, I know there's some things that kind of like stay on people when they wild shape and stuff like that. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, it's nothing.
I also just realized I don't have more wild shapes now.
Yeah, you use both your wild shapes. You guys both used both your wild shapes.
Oops.
So yeah, honestly, a lot of the time I wish that it didn't stay with me on my wild shapes, but I guess it'll stop me from accidentally getting harpooned maybe one day.
All right, cool. I guess that's probably a good thing to think of. I mean, it's the same way my party knows who I am because of the stars. So
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go take a nap real quick because if I take a short rest, I get a wild shape back.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Can I do that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna see if I could find Cassandra and talk to her.
Yeah,
See
I mean, she would have found you to continue your captain lessons.
So I assume after that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you don't happen to have any maps of the sea, do you? Any like navigation maps of the sea floor, anything like that?
The sea floor? No, I
Well,
have
the deeper parts maybe of
plenty of
where it
maps
gets
of the
deep.
sea. Yes.
Do you know where it's the deepest in this area or the area where we're going?
I don't know. I don't often go to the bottom of the ocean.
Okay.
I would assume it is deep in the middle of the ocean, away from land. I don't know if that is scientifically accurate or not.
Yeah, probably right. Never mind. Forget I asked. It's all right.
What is on your mind?
Just a bad dream is all. I'll be all right.
Of course. Well,
Um,
if you need, I'm sure Anemios has something that could help you sleep.
oh, like what?
Like a sleeping draft, something that will give you a dreamless sleep.
Okay, I will go and find him, because that would be helpful for now. And then I'll walk out and I'll go and find them.
Sure. Anemios, it looks like someone may have gotten like a rope burn or something today, and he's kind of like wrapping someone's hand as you come in. Hello, can I help you?
I heard you have something that may be able to help me sleep, or have a dreamless sleep.
Are you plagued with bad dreams?
It appears so.
Well, I often find that dreams can be messages from the gods. Is your father trying to contact you?
Not exactly.
All right. Well, certainly I can help you have a dreamless sleep. Might I inquire a bit about what it is you dreamt?
Just nothing too crazy, I think. Just something that I don't want to experience every night. That's basically it.
And are these common for you, these bad dreams?
I wouldn't say common, but recently, um, they are more common, sure.
Well, here, he gives you a small bottle with a stopper. That should be good for one night. Come back tomorrow if you need another.
Okay, I will. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Also, I know, as you've said, we don't know each other very well. We've only been on board the ship for, like 2 days now. Um, but, you know, I think that if we're gonna get along and be at least a temporary part of the crew, communication is something that would be good for all of us. So, I'm here if you want to talk, vice versa. If I have any questions, I hope that I can feel free to ask you.
Of course.
I know we don't, like I said, really know each other very well yet, and I get that, very, very new to this. But my hammock is always open. No, that sounds weird.
Might I give you a bit of advice?
Sure.
First of all, don't feel like you need to talk so much.
Okay.
Second of all, and I mean this out of the best possible way, keep your distance from Triea. She, I believe, has a bit of a crush on you.
Noted.
She's a good girl. She's young. So just be wise.
I understand.
Very well.
All right. Well, you have a good evening, I suppose. I'll probably see you later, but until then, and then I'll go back up to the main deck. Something.
Sure, nailed it.
Thank you.
Great. Anything else people want to do today?
Um,
We got a full day of clear skies, smooth weather, smooth sailing, or we could yada yada.
Well, I want to ask Sana something while we're
Absolutely.
So I know we've both been part of Thieves Guild, and so I figured I could come to you, but I recently have broken my lockpicks. Do you happen to have an extra set, kind of in the middle of an ocean, and I don't know when I'll stumble upon a new set.
I do. She pulls some out. What are you using lockpicking tools for?
Oh, I broke these like right before we came here.
Right, of course.
So I'm just preparing for whenever we eventually get to Vulture. I don't know when we'll have time for me to stop and get a new set. We probably will be very busy as soon as we get there.
Make a deception check.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Right, of course. Well, reminds me, before we dock in Vultura, I'll be more than happy to give you an extra set of lock-picking tools.
Okay. I'm gonna head down, and I really should have asked Alexios this. I'm gonna go to him.
Yeah, you find Alexios in the midst of like cleaning a ballista.
Hey, Alexios, do you have an extra set of lockpicks?
I have lockpicks. Do you need them now?
Well, I broke mine, so
You broke your lockpicks here?
well, yeah. I mean, I tend to like to know things, so just between you and me, looking around, making sure nobody's listening in. Do I see anybody near us
Make a perception
trying to
check.
listen? Oh, jeez. 13.
I mean, you don't think so? I mean, there's always people around, but it doesn't look like anyone's like actively eavesdropping.
Okay. So I attempted to get into the captain's quarters last night, and the lock didn't do well, and I broke my lockpicks trying to get in.
Oh, okay. Um, oh, do you? I have a cloak that can help you.
You do?
And yeah, and please don't get us killed like at sea.
That's not
You
what
know
I'm
what they
trying to
do
do.
to people who piss them off at sea, right?
Yeah, but I'm careful.
Okay, I'm just gonna hand her the lockpicks like under my arm, like really. I don't know how to be stealthy. I don't know how to do a legal thing, so I just slide them. And you can come pick up the cloak later.
What cloak do you have?
Uh, well, it's something I've been working on. It'll help you like camouflage. Out of game, it's the cloak of elven kind.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'll come pick it up later then. Because
Just
I'm going to attempt this once again.
uh,
Hopefully. Maybe in a few days.
yeah. Once again, don't get us killed. And yeah, you are very mischievous.
Well, I grew up in a world of thieving, so it's in my blood.
All right, be good, have fun. Standing at the top of the ship, whatever that's called, and don't get us killed. And I'm gonna go back to scrubbing my ballista.
That's all I had.
All right. Anything else people would like to do today before setting up for another evening on the ship?
I am being like teacher's pets to all my like
For sure.
respective captains.
For sure. And you're learning very quickly too.
And like
Um,
Yeah.
at some point in the day I want to ask like just like the random people around the ship like if we're just like mainly like regular workers on the ship, any like officer can discipline us, right? Or is that like
Of course, yes.
so Dewdrop could discipline me if
It's not that Dewdrop can, it's that Dewdrop absolutely will discipline you.
oh
Hell
so
yeah.
like just any like is he like really bad?
He is an amazing chef.
Okay. So like whenever I can throughout the day, like as a character, I'm just gonna like whenever I'm walking past like the kitchen part, if he
Mm-hmm.
can't see me, I am going to in a different voice every time. Fuck you, Dewdrop.
And after asking around a bit, you get the sense that like everyone knows that Dewdrop is like a lot, but damn, can the man cook? You know. All right. Anything else today?
I want to keep an eye out on Sana, and if I ever see her approach Cassandra, I want
Sure.
to attempt to listen in if they have a conversation sneakily.
Yeah, I mean, it happens a couple times throughout the day, and you eavesdrop, and they're not talking about anything that you wouldn't expect them to. They aren't talking in thieves' cant. They aren't. They're just mostly saying like, clear skies today. Yeah, we're making good time. Yada yada.
Okay, I'm just making sure she doesn't say anything about the lockpicks.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get Anemeos
Anemios, yeah,
again.
sure. You find him once again in the infirmary.
Sorry to bother you again like this. I know it's becoming frequent. I need your help with one more thing.
Of course, I'm here to serve.
I need you to tie me off the back of the ship again.
All right, let's do this.
Thank you.
He does so.
So yeah, I will. Same deal. Pencil dive, except I'm not praying this time.
Okay, you dive into the water.
So while I'm submerged, I can speak to creatures fully submerged in water.
Correct.
So, do I see any fish, a dolphin, a turtle, anything below or around?
Yeah, you see like shadows and shapes moving around you, like probably schools of fish, maybe some other stuff.
Can I call a handful of them to me? Just be like, hey, come here.
Make a
Please.
persuasion check. Or make an animal handling check.
Animal handling, okay.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, I have a +1. 14? Is that? That's good. That'll work, right? Please.
You see like a couple salmon or something like that. No, they're freshwater. You see a couple fish.
Okay.
Sort of like are interested and curious of this man who's talking to them.
Hello, fish. Are you native to this area? It's a dumb question.
Yes.
Do you know where the deepest part of this sea is?
Down.
Down where?
Deep.
Thank you. Can I call another fish or a turtle somewhere? Is there a better fish?
The other fish looks and goes, very deep.
In which direction? Straight, back, left, right, northeast, southwest, down? In which way?
Far away.
Could you swim towards that direction for me, just for a second?
It swims
Swim
like
towards-
vaguely like northeast-ish.
All right, I'm jotting that down in my mind / notebook. Hope this fish is reliable. Okay.
The fish goes back to his fish friends. You'll never guess what this fucking idiot wanted me to.
Eldritch Blast. No, I'm just kidding. I heard that, you son of a bitch. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll start climbing back up the rope.
Sure.
And once I'm on board, I'll just thank Anemios. I can't remember.
Eos.
Anemios.
Yeah.
And I'll hand him a goldfish. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll
He goes,
say thanks.
while I do certainly enjoy our time together, certainly there are other people who can man a rope for you, no?
I don't know how to say that. Yes, but you are a fellow follower of Poseidon, and this is ocean related, and I understand it's just manning a rope, but I put my faith in you. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. I get it. I'll find someone else.
No, that is certainly all right. I just want to make sure that I'm not just...
All right, fine. I have a question for you then.
Yes.
Where's the deepest part of this ocean? This general area of where we're going, where we have been, where is it the deepest?
The Gulf is not terribly deep. If you want deep waters, you have to head to the Trident.
Okay, because these fish, they don't know shit. What direction is the Trident Sea from where we are?
It's past the Isle of Ares.
Which direction?
If you were to bulldoze through the Isle of Ares, you'd wind up in the Trident Sea.
Okay.
Not that I know what a bulldozer is.
Would you say northeast of the Isle of Ares?
It is all around the Isle of Ares, so yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate your help, even though it was just manning a rope and answering a couple questions.
Of course. All right. So.
And, yeah, I'll just go to the front of the ship now. I'll just
Sure.
hang out.
The day goes by without incident. The sun sets. The shift begins to change. And people begin to head to bed. Anything that you'd like to do before bed?
I'm going to sit on the figurehead.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And play like a kind of like an ominous tune.
Okay.
And for the illusion, I want it to be the dream that I experienced. Okay. But I want to fuck up some of the details of me in the dream to make it look like just a vague figure, so you can't tell that it's me.
You play your ominous tune.
I'm gonna go hang out with Ryujin.
Sure. And you guys hear a voice from behind you. It's not as pretty as the ones from yesterday.
I was just about to tell him that.
Don't I know it?
Triad sort of gets a bit closer. She's looking at the illusions. What is it?
I don't know.
Can I insight check that?
Some type of...
Definitely insight check that. Ryujin deception check.
Fuck.
or can I just tell that he's lying because of my passive insight?
Listen, I didn't roll that high, okay? I got an 11.
Oh, I rolled a natural 14.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
He's full of shit. He's definitely not saying everything.
I'm just gonna give him a look, be like, we're gonna talk about this when she's not here, but I'm just gonna be look at him hey, what's up?
You see Traya almost absentmindedly tries to feel the illusions in her hands. Huh. It's so funny. When I was younger, I used to get these really bad nightmares.
Of what?
And of tentacles
Oh, no.
and voices. I haven't thought about it in years, but it kind of looked a bit like that, though I don't know if it was exactly like that, but
I want to take out the bottle that I was given and say, you don't happen to take this on a regular basis, do you?
no, not anymore.
Okay.
I mean, I have sometimes. Back when the nightmares were really bad, I was taking it a lot, but eventually I just sort of stopped having them. I think I sort of grew out of them, you know? I wasn't as terrified of the ocean, and so the ocean stopped showing up in my nightmares.
Hmm.
Anyway, sorry, that's super embarrassing to just talk about your childish nightmares. I'm going to go away,
I mean,
and I'll see
it's
you guys
fine.
later.
Nah, you can hang out. Like talking about nightmares isn't bad. There was some shit that happened recently. I regularly had nightmares people would think were childish.
Listen, I don't get nightmares, and recently they've been more common. So it's definitely not childish. We have no control over it. It's
It happens.
beyond our control. So, it's fine.
Well, just a weird coincidence, I bet. But definitely nice spooky song. Nice spooky visuals. It'd be great around like a campfire.
Yeah.
I just keep talking. I need to check on our route for tomorrow, so I'm just gonna go. And she just like walks away.
Oh my god.
Well-
After she walks away, I'm gonna turn to Ryujin and be like, "So what the fuck was the visuals, man? I know you weren't telling the whole truth. You know I can tell when y'all are lying."
Can I do like a quick? I'm bad at this, but I want to do a quick perception check to see if there's anyone in earshot.
Sure.
I'll also do one too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or I can just help one of the two.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, my perception's not awful, but it's not great. Okay, I rolled a natural one, so
Mine is an 18 in total.
Yeah, so Ryujin, you don't really know what you're looking for. Anura, I mean, at this time in the evening, there's not much to do on the forecastle. I mean, the ballista's loaded, and it doesn't look like there's any sort of danger right now, so no one's currently manning the ballista. So while there are people are out on the deck right now in the forecastle, you guys are the only ones there.
So I'm gonna continue playing the tune and the visuals. This is what I saw last night when I went to sleep.
Do you know who it was from?
I do. And this isn't the first time that I've had a dream like this. It wasn't in this much detail or it hasn't been this intense before. But
Scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it? For who the
11.
dream is from. So at same level as the fuck up I made a little while ago?
It could be potentially. It is. Fuck the potential. It's very bad.
Would it happen to have been someone? Isn't Tromokratis a Titan before I say that? Yeah.
Technically, yes. He's not like a Titan the way you think of Titans. He was more like a Titan's pet.
Oceanus is, right?
Yeah.
Would this have happen to be something to do with the Titans and the one that does the thing that doesn't like your dad?
I think so. I don't have many details. I just know that this is the second time that I've had. It's almost weird. No, it is weird because the first dream I had like this was like I was on a ship and it had just been destroyed and we were sinking and there was debris and pieces of wood and the mast and sails, rope, and I was sinking with it. But this time, it's like I was in the middle of the ocean, under a few hundred feet of water, and it was like there was light for a second, and then there was none, and then I was at the bottom of the sea. And then I saw this, and I'll just keep strumming with the illusions, but I'll try to like put in a little bit more vivid detail. But like I'll kind of shape the figure to look like myself again.
Mhm.
And I mean, I know I'm not the smartest guy, but I know who was talking to me. I know what it was.
Namesake of this ship.
Yeah. And they basically are just trying to get me to, well, switch sides, I guess.
I know I'm probably not the best person to give advice on this, considering how it went for me. Um, but as someone who got tricked into it because I was told I wasn't switching sides when in the end I technically did for that little bit of time, don't listen to him.
Yeah. That's why I have this, and I pull out the vial again, and supposedly this is supposed to give me dreamless sleep. So who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
I can just get through this trip with this. Maybe we'll get destroyed by a giant creature that resides in the ocean. Who knows at this
Yeah.
point?
Just don't listen to what he says. He could tell you you're not switching sides. And that I never told y'all what Nemosini said told everyone what Nemosini said to me about it. Nemosini basically promised that we weren't working towards the same goal. We would just help each other along the way. And in the end, I could back out and it wasn't what she said it was.
Oh,
So
the namesake
just
of this ship straight up tried to get me to turn my back on the gods.
Nemosini
There
did
was
too to
no
start
way.
with. And then when I said no, it became the half-assed deal where I did turn my back anyway. So just be careful, I guess.
Yeah, careful as I
It's
can be.
yeah. I'm gonna get up at this point, and before I get up, I'm gonna give Ryujin a hug because he needs a hug, and it's because I know this because this fucking sucks. If you need to talk to anybody, you can talk to me. I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody in the party trusts me anymore for things like this, but I'm here if you need me.
I appreciate it. I just don't want you all to be in harm's way over something like this, you know? Because, I mean, worst
Hey,
case scenario, we get wrecked by a kraken, and it's kind of my fault. So,
hey, worst case scenario, if that happens, we all signed up to be here in the end of things. I've put myself in the middle of it before, so I'm gonna like put my pinky out for like a little pinky promise. I'm here for me, so long as you don't shut us out. I'm here for you,
I'll
okay?
match the pinky promise.
I'm here
All
for
right,
you as long as you don't shut us out, man.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna leave
I'm
you
here for you
alone to
guys too.
your little liar. I'm gonna go look at the stars and play with Nyx for a little while. To
Okay.
cast dancing lights with the ring as I leave to be like, here, have some lights, bud.
Can I summon an octopus? Is that something I can do? I feel like that'd be so
I don't
lit.
think so.
Can
Can
I
Kai
summon
turn
an
into an octopus? An octopus?
You'd have to like recast the spell to turn him into an
Shit.
octopus.
Okay. Well, I can't do that.
All
Kai,
right.
go find me an octopus.
All right. He like dives
I
down
can't
into the
turn into
water.
an octopus. I just turn into like a dolphin right next to Ryujin before I leave.
You can't.
Yes, I can. I took a short rest. Remember?
Oh right, you did. So
I'm
Ryujin,
not
there's
going
just a
to,
dolphin
but-
flapping around on the deck next to you.
Oh, Jesus.
Ryujin, if you'd like, go ahead and make an investigation check for Kai.
Okay, yeah, sure. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a natural one. Absolutely not. Kai, come back.
Listen, octopi are really good at hiding themselves and camouflaging themselves. He gives it the good old college try.
Good old college try.
All right. Anything else tonight before sleep?
Can I meditate and try and
Uh,
pray again? Like, I know nothing's gonna happen, but I just,
Sure.
I gotta do something right now. I'm confused.
You got it. All
I
right.
will. Yeah, I'll make my way back down to the hammock tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And
And take your medicine.
yeah.
All right. So you guys all find sleep. Ryujin, a very deep sleep. No dreams come. You can all take another long rest. Day 3, you guys get up. Ryujin gets up a bit after you all. You guys all sort of rise with the sun. Ryujin needs to sort of be like shaken awake. But day 3 arises. Who would like to roll the d20 for today's journey?
I volunteer the DM.
Do it. Oh, you volunteer me to do it?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. That was a 7. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, that I don't know if that was a good okay cool or not.
Something the ship.
Dragon
No, I'm kidding.
Tromokratis, Apotrepo, and a hurricane.
Right. All at the same
All in
A
time.
one.
tsunami, a
Meanwhile,
hurricane,
Poseidon
Apotrepo.
comes and is like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck your ship. So they're all working together.
We gotta put
Um,
aside our differences. Fuck the ship in particular. All right.
Right. Okay. So again, another clear day. Anything you guys specifically like to do today on your
What do I
third
get
day
to
here?
turn
at sea?
into this time?
You today are turning into a giant crab.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
I don't know what else to say to that.
How often do they drink on this ship?
Every night.
Ooh, what am I
Oh,
gonna turn
okay.
into
So
today?
every night I'm below deck drinking, staying far away from like the edges and
Sure.
stuff. I am trying to be overly boisterous to like deter everybody from trying to make me go above deck.
Awesome. Cool. So you guys are traveling, you're learning. Ryujin is slowly waking up. About mid-afternoon or so. Ilmei, you notice some sort of shadow underneath the water.
Fuck.
But it's small. Or at the very it's either small or deep.
Okay, I'll point it out to Sana and be like, "Hey, do you know what that is? That shadow right there?"
She looks through the spyglass. I cannot see. It is too far beneath the surface, but it does not look like it is moving. Perhaps it is a corpse of a whale or something? Or a shipwreck?
But what killed it?
Once it's pointed out to me, can I wild shape into a dolphin and go find what it is?
I mean, you tell me, May. Are you pointing that to anyone?
I mean, I can. I'll climb down from the crow's nest and be like, and I'll let whoever is around be like, "Hey, there's some kind of shadow thing down there. I can't make it out." To whoever is there.
Anora, you hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Treya, I guess if she's still there, and everybody else and be like, I'm gonna go check that out real quick, and then I'm gonna wild shape into a dolphin and just dive in the water.
You guys watch as Anora just jumps over the side, and Trias sort of looks at you all and goes, I'll go make sure she's okay. And she dives over as well. So you as a pair of dolphins, as Trias jumps overboard, you guys do hear the sound of a Nemios going, try, but it's too late. She dives down.
Do you want me to listen? I'll join them if it makes you feel better.
No, it's quite all right. Just the ship will keep moving, so the sooner they check it out and come back, the better.
Okay.
Anura, you dive down with Treya behind you as a dolphin. Go ahead and make a perception check in your dolphin form. Or actually, that's your form.
Yeah, that one's. So that's good because it's not under the extras yet. So
right.
I haven't added it. Dirty 20.
Okay. You swim for a bit. It is deep, But you as a dolphin are extremely fast, and the first thing you see is a crooked mast sticking out of uh, the ocean floor, stuck between a few rocks. And as you continue looking, it does look like, in several pieces, there might be what remains of a shipwreck.
And I go investigate said shipwreck.
How deep
Sure.
is this?
I mean, you don't know. You're not there.
Yeah, that's fair. I horn of silent alarm, Nora.
Please don't.
You
In
you
Morse
continue sort of
code.
poking around this shipwreck, and Triad does as well. And you see, like, it looks like the ship is sort of mostly in two parts, with some sort of like other extraneous parts as well. But it looks like it was sort of split down the middle as it came crashing down. And so you guys you're coming up on the front of the ship, and you see the back in the distance. It looks like it was probably a warship, though the sails have long since been bleached with time, so it's unclear what army it fought for. But in terms of actual structure, it looks similar to the Tromokratis in size and shape, but much older, very clearly old.
Is there anything in it we could like that would be worth taking? Do I recognize the ship by like is there a name or anything?
Make another perception check.
Oh, that's not gonna work. That's not even on level surface. Why can't I math? It's just a 4. Jesus Christ, 17.
There probably was a name at one point that has long crusted away. You think you maybe see like a P in there,
Okay.
but that's really all you can make out. It does look like there is still like some half decomposed furniture and some half decomposed bodies as well. And you can't help but feel like you're being watched.
Can we communicate as dolphins? Since we're both dolphins?
I'll say you can communicate basic ideas, not like full sentences.
Can I basically do it, but like basically be like feeling watched? Can I say that
Mm-hmm.
with a question?
You see Treya's dolphin head just sort of nod.
I'm gonna like try and convey that I want to get like back to back, so in case there is something, we don't get attacked without one of us seeing it.
Sure. You guys sort of as back to back as two horizontal creatures can be. And you see after a moment you feel dolphin Traya disappear from the back of you, and you look around and it looks like she's diving down closer to the actual ship, seeming very intent on something.
I'm gonna follow her as quickly as I can then.
Okay. You follow and you see quickly what she has seen, which looks like somewhat of a trail, haphazard trail of gold pieces.
I'm just gonna say the word I'm gonna say be careful, and we'll both keep going then. If she follows the trail.
She sort of looks up and tries to communicate time to you.
How
long have
has
we
it
been down?
Yeah.
It's been several minutes. Like at this point, the ship is sailing away from this shipwreck.
I'm just gonna go hurry then, and then start following the trail of gold.
Okay.
Can I summon my water elemental?
Sure.
And just send it down to look for them and try and aid them?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for the water elemental.
Okay. You said investigation?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's just adding my intelligence, right?
Wisdom.
Or it's wisdom. Okay.
Yeah.
11?
Okay. At this point, the ship has gone so far that the water elemental has trouble finding, sort of like pinpointing where they would have been. So it does not find them.
Okay.
Anura, you and Traya follow this trail of gold pieces, and it seems to weave sort of like in and out of the shipwreck, going up on wood for a bit, and then sort of like staying somewhat in like the in between the two halves, and then it curves to seem to, maybe this is where it started or this is where it ends or something, but it seems to go into one of this one like half decomposed cabins.
Can I look inside of it before going in, see if I can see what's in there? Because my dark
Make a
vision
perception
carries
check.
over, right?
Yeah, make a perception check.
19.
Okay. It does look like there is knocked over a very old treasure chest.
Do I see any like thing that could look like a trap or anything? Because we feel like someone's watching us, right?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like there's anything in the room.
Okay, I'm going to just it's for words to say to try it. I'm just gonna go checking it out, and then I'm gonna go
Okay.
try and see what's
You
up.
swim into the room. Traya follows you in this room. It's not terribly large. It looks like it was probably would have been the captain's quarters. You're looking
Okay.
around. You see this treasure chest. It is filled with gold. And then the door closes behind you,
Oh God.
and you see shadows from around the broken window. And you see a face peering at you from behind this glass, blue, finned, with these long, exaggerated, almost like seaweed-esque eyebrows. Somewhat feminine. She looks at you. Now, what do we have here? Dolphins? Very curious dolphins. I think I'm gonna have a better look.
Can I try and turn where she can't see the stars on me? Like keep turning it away?
Sure, sure.
Oh God! Oh!
And you see she turns her head, she goes, I think we've caught someone. Two someones, maybe. Let's bring them. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Damn it!
No!
10 more minutes.
Don't split the party.
No!
I was just about to be like, all right, fuck this. I'm jumping overboard. It's been too long.
God, I won't know
Yeah.
what happens till after I'm back in school.
Haha. Hey, you got a friend with you. You got two druids walking to a shipwreck.
What's the worst that could happen?
Y'all,
Poseidon power protecting you. You're okay.
maybe.
How it works.
Y'all, I'm a fan of this ocean adventure. This is gonna be a blast.
Canonically, right before it ends, I'm jumping overboard.
Okay, we'll remember that for next
Life
week.
is a life for me.
Okay.
Y'all, this is a blast. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did tonight. As always, these episodes will be up on YouTube on Thursday, and then check in next week, Monday, same time, same place, for episode 23 of the Links to Tartarus campaign, where we'll find out what the fuck is gonna happen with Anura and Ryujin's #1 fan. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you aren't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It really helps us out. And we will see you guys next time. Bye!